looking at the team that should have promoted him. But against OG, I just don't think there's necessarily the same kind of mental fuel. The morale isn't necessarily in the same kind of picture that you would have expected that would have fired up Gamer Legion yesterday, which is why I would have OG to close this one out.
Apart from getting eliminated from the major.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, arguably for Gamer Legion, they were up against a dead mouse yesterday. So you're looking at this and saying OG should be getting this one. Are you saying convincing fashion, or do you think it doesn't matter how they get it over the line as long as they're not eliminated?
Yeah, I don't think OG is good enough to convince me to win in a convincing fashion, to be completely honest. I could definitely see Gamer Legion make this game competitive. That much trust I don't have in OG, but again, as I said, I think Flames is playing a good game right now. He's by far the most important player on Ancient. Same could be said for Dexter, and I just don't see enough quality within Gamer Legion to take it all the way. So yeah, I have OG winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's double digits.
Yeah, I think Gamer Legion made their mark in this major as a mousetrap, but I don't think a mousetrap is going to catch a flame.
Yeah, that's a duel that doesn't work, right? It's rock, paper... No, I'm not even thinking the right thing. Rock, paper, scissors...
We can move off the metaphor.
Water,
it was kind of difficult
fire.
to catch that one.
Yeah, no,
like
it was difficult. I guess we've got a couple of seconds to be talking about this one before it does.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the music that OG walked into. Remember when we were getting ready in the green room? They had some tunes
They have some anthem.
banging out. They were. So that
Walkout
gives me
music.
faith. Chicken versus music. Who wins out of that one? I'm unfortunately siding with Chicken, but...
You think Gamer Legion's going to take
No,
this, Freya?
God no. God no,
Oh
I
my
don't.
gosh. Wow, Freya.
I'm
you rarely put yourself out there,
No,
but you just
no,
picked the
I said
chicken.
no. I don't think the chicken's
That's the
going to
chicken
win.
that when you push it, it makes the most
Yeah, man,
obnoxious
we
noise
had,
ever.
we had one in
squeaky
Rio,
chicken
and it
one,
was
yeah.
amazing. I don't know. We've kind of derailed this segment, so I think it is time to throw it on over to Jason and Anders. Chicken or music? Who wins in your book?
Music, but Mousetrap was a great board game. You ever play that?
Why are you continuing with their madness?
I don't
Why
know.
are you doing it?
Freya had a Dead Mouse reference, so I started getting Dead Mouse 5 music in my head, and then they went to Mousetrap, and I thought of the board game. I'm on a whole word association thing at the moment.
Yeah. You think about that, you think about what you've done, Jason. The odds are favoring OG once again, which I suppose makes sense. But I think Jacob kind of, you know, I'm on his team for this one. It's hard to be really confident in OG.
Shockingly, you sided with the Dane.
It's what we do, you know, always got each other's backs. That's how it is. Yeah, I think OG can win this one, but I don't feel super confident about either. Where you stand?
No, I think I'm gonna stand firmly in the OG camp. I think like
Firmly.
with Dexter and Flames playing the way they are right now, Fiku coming alive on Mirage, I think they should be able to handle business here. But obviously, you know, there is that element that you never really know. P250 not landing shots. Flames has the opening kill, goes back for more. Look how confident he is. How can you side against this man? Flames doesn't care at the moment. Him and Dexter shut it all down. Just the pair of them, all 5 kills. And that's the pistol for OG.
Man, they well and truly murdered them in the middle, didn't they? I can't believe it. Think of how hard it is to keep up the fight versus the CT spawn position when you know, and you know because you jumped to take a look, right? He knows, oh, there's a whole army of people, but you know what? I'm still going to trust my teammates and that they're holding this position while I'm fighting on the other side. That's actually so difficult to do. Dexter and Flames just destroying them in the middle.
It's the way he just holds his hand out because he knows the slap's coming. He knows it's coming in.
Yeah, but it's kind of bad. It's impressive he doesn't wince or anything, right? He's just like...
His hands are probably all calloused and beat up now. It's been a while
Numb.
since Jack Dexter's been on the team. He's used to it.
You know how those people like who work with hard machinery, how their hands go all white in the end because
Yeah.
they're just like, there's no nerve endings there anymore. Like that's Flames. Just can't feel a thing.
Well, another pistol round for OG. They won both on Mirage. They won one on Overpass as well. Gamer Legion having a tough time getting started with these pistols in some of these halves. Another time for them to recover. But they got nothing here. They got, what, a Deagle on A-Core? That's it. Nothing to write home about. And you have Nico and Dexter holding the line as well. Like, Dexter's going to take contact. Nico's there to keep some spacing. There's still 2 more players in middle as well that can just spin and help out whenever it's necessary. I don't know if this is going to be super successful. They're crossing over, however. They've gotten past things. A good dink onto Fiku, but now Nico slides in.
Yeah, easy stuff here. Make some money with the SMGs. Why don't you?
Bang.
Imagine how strange it would be as well, Jason, if you did write home about it. Hey, Mom and Dad, I have a Deagle. I'm out with the boys.
Yeah, I think that letter would get flagged somewhere along the route.
Probably. 3rd round, and it's way better than Deagles. AKs. Something to write home about, Jason? Is that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Now let me know. Now I'm in. I'm invested.
Yeah, well, so are Gamer Legion. They're investing into this round. And this is always one of those weird positions in the game, right? Because OG haven't really upgraded their weapons yet. They got 2 FAMAS, 2 MP9s. Call it a bonus round, because if you win it, you're going to be really well set for the CT side. You lose it, you think, okay, we kind of knew this could happen, and you just kind of try and rock on with it. But those MP9s on this map, there are definitely positions where they could be really good, and there are definitely some where they're not going to be valuable at all.
Well, at the moment, Flames has one over towards Donut, so close range fights for him. Might not be able to stop anyone crossing over towards the mid-stairs, but Dexter's there with an M4. Nico's got the other SMG playing in Cave at the moment. And Kiaz has slipped the net, so is Acor. And actually, Sui's going to join up with them, considering they have all this space, and this is quiet. Fiku has no idea this is happening. Oh, this is an issue. He doesn't realize it yet. There's the swing. Acor takes him down with ease. Now Nico's got to push forward into safety. Dexter shifts over, and he's gone as well. A quiet march up the A ramp. No indication it's coming, and Gamer Legion secure the bomb site.
Yeah, very, very well done. And Nico just kind of in a weird position right now. You're not trying to win the round. You just would love to get something, maybe especially if it's an AK, but the MP9s at that range will not be able to stand up to it. So it's a flawless round for Gamer Legion. And Neo Frag, he's got a FAMAS, but you're not even excited about that at the moment.
Yeah, handled also well this round by Gamer Legion. Now, when the guns come out and AWP comes out, utility comes out, I don't think they're going to get that kind of a free access into the B bomb site the same way they did. But certainly this time, a little bit of a mistake. Fiku not having eyes and not having information. And think back to the first map of Overpass. It was Fiku and Nico holding onto the B bomb site at Overpass that got exploited time and time again. They're paired up again here at the B bomb site of Ancient.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's way too deep, right? Normally you want eyes on this position long before they can just walk on there. But you're right, it is probably down to the weaponry and partially also the economy of the grenades and all the rest of it that are missing. Still, great stuff for Gamer Legion, really well played. That'll get them on the board right away, 2-1.
Early timeout called by OG heading into the 4th round. I mean, their money's in a little bit of an interesting place, so I think they're probably talking that over, but there's also an element of not wanting this to slip entirely out of control. And actually, I think they're going to play like a really, really conservative economic round. They could get out, what, 3-4 rifles in this round if they wanted to, but Fiku's picked up a Deagle, Nico's got a flashbang, so I think they're just saying, you know what, let's not put ourselves into a weird hole in terms of our money in the early stages of Ancient CT side. Let's make sure we have everything we want in our next buy round. So they're going to descend to just some pistols and give a great opportunity for Gamer Legion to tie this up early.
Yeah, I don't necessarily hate it. It sort of depends on how much, I suppose, you believe in their upcoming really good buy, where they have the AWP and they have all the grenades. If that turns out to be sort of a lockdown CT half, then sacrificing this one round to get that up and running is just fine. But yeah, it all kind of rides on that. Stacked in the A bomb site with a single flashbang in case there was some aggressive push that was coming in. They could maybe wait to pop that flash just as it's stepping onto the A site. Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. The bomb is way outside of B, and Gamer Legion are figuring things out, getting the information. A bit of a slow start here in some of these rounds.
Yeah, should be nice easy though. I mean, slow start, but once they kind of realize what's going on and countering no resistance over towards B.
We can talk about this real quick though while this
What's up, baby?
On the other stream. Yeah? You made a sound, Jason. Do you wanna it could be a little bit of therapy. Like, do you wanna talk about it? Do you wanna
Actually, I don't want to talk about it.
It's repression doesn't really work, Jason. Like, you need to get it out, you know, out of your system.
I don't really want to talk about it at all. It's liquid complexity on the B stream.
Jason, we're all here for you.
Which is obviously unfortunate for the Americas region.
I think it's important to talk about.
One of them has to get sent home.
Yeah. Which one?
I know. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like that weird thing where I really want to see this complexity lineup have some success. This is actually pretty costly.
Just not at the expense of liquid.
Yeah, not at the expense of liquid, but also you think about it in this way as well. Like, liquid has despite what we've seen so far in the challenger stage, they have a better chance of going deeper and challenging into the legend stage to get top 8 at this event.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And you want to have another Americas team get to that point for the slots at the major. Because we had a slot taken from us after Rio for poor performance in the region, right?
Yeah.
So we had a slot taken away from us in the Americas, which caused that weird, funky play-in situation that allowed FaZe to get to the major.
Right. Yeah.
And also prevented another one of our teams from heading to the major to begin with. So we want that slot back.
Carry over into CS2? Is there going to be a reset at some point?
I would assume so, but you know, as we all know, we don't really have official word on if anything along those lines are going to be changing.
Yeah, that's true.
A-Rush, it looks like.
A-Rush. Yeah, we're back into it. A lot on the line in that second game. It's on the B stream if you want to watch it. Neofrag alone. He puts out a grenade, but they are right on top. It's beautiful. Imma with the opening, and actually the problem, they're not even rotated out of the B-bomb side. Flames and Nico are kind of getting close, but do you really want to do this? This seems like a massive risk. This happened so quick. I know it's unfortunate, but maybe you just call a save for this round. You don't have the economy to throw this away. It's a lightning fast bomb plant, and one mistake here and it's done.
You're out.
Fiku getting tagged. I agree. I would say definitely don't go for this.
Like, get out now before it's too late. Oh, see ya. See you later. Flame's gonna back away slowly. Nico finds one over towards Donut, but that's it. They've just got to bail out. That's a nice call from Gamer Legion. A good uppercut towards the A bomb site, and with its pacing, with its speed, Neofrag's actually caught putting out a Molotov. Didn't even have gun in hand for the initial engagement, so they get a great read on his position and an easy first kill, and Gamer Legion takes the lead.
Yeah, and you know what? Given what the metagame is a lot of the time on this map at the moment, is much more about having those two A players. Sometimes it's just one, but even if they are two, sometimes they're both playing in the donut towards the middle. It's kind of rare for there to be a big amount of people on the A-bomb side early on, because you can't have both a strong presence on A and strong mid control. And since mid control is pretty important, you usually just sacrifice the A-bomb side early on, because the rushes are a bit rare. So very in-meta rush to for Gamer Legion to pick up that solo player. Really well done.
Yeah, executed very, very well. Nothing OG could do about it. Thankfully, they didn't lose everything, just the two rifles. So Dexter's still got his op. He's in Donut. Neofrag is deeper into the A bomb site with a deeper angle initially. And Fico to anchor the B bomb site. He's got Flames in support.
A boost on top of the already existing boost to look way over the smoke. I mean, these are the kind of tricks, right? You're facing an elimination. If you win this round, OG are in a lot of trouble.
I don't think he didn't fall off that boost, even though he was blind. That's well coordinated from Gamer Legion, so Acor still has the angle. Long time that Flames could be in danger if he goes to peek that, but obviously, as we know, at this point in this map's lifespan, everyone's aware of this possibility, and no one really wants to challenge that kind of an angle. A lot of resources used, though, by OG's defense. Nico in Cave is out of utility. Fiku anchoring the bomb site is out of utility, and Flames has one flashbang left.
They're actually gonna fall back with the bomb. It's quite a long way to go. You can see Suhei is running through T-spawn at the moment with it. A-Core is going to be joining him. Chaos is left outside of the B-bomb side to make some noise and keep people honest over on this side. That's fine. Pretty normal stuff. They're going to have to walk past Dexter because he's in Donut. He can hear them. Oh, and Neofrag, he just got a bit curious.
I think he got pulled out by the smoke. I mean, that's Chaos throwing that little bit of a fake, and Neofrag didn't feel comfortable in that back corner trying to get a jump on the rotation, but now Dexter is smoked off, bomb being planted, and you're in a similar situation to last round, where you're shifting over, but you're so far out of position and so well beat that you kind of just have to save.
Yeah, no question about it. Chaos is even kind of close to the... he's going in the middle to check, but I was going to say he can turn from being that distraction and the potential lurk into being someone who actually hunts for those the rifles that are out there. This is a really fantastic start for Gamer Legion. Their understanding of this T side so far looks really, really good, and that's going to be a problem for OG. You can tell already. We're back to talking about the economy now. Yeah, some kills going this way. The round is already lost, but at least they need to save these 3 rifles. Real important that they do.
Okay, back-to-back rounds. A bomb site's exploited.
Yeah.
This time, though, it's Neofrag who gets pulled out of position at the very least.
Yeah, and you might be right. It's just a little grenade goes down, and it's just enough to pull his attention. He gets a little bit curious. Not just dangerous for cats, Jason.
Sure. Dangerous for Neofrag as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a situation, too, where you wish you wouldn't get pulled out, because you've already got 3 defenders at that B bomb site. Nico, Fiku, and Flames were all there. Like, have some faith that your 3 guys are going to be able to hold on to the bomb site long enough. Round 7. Mid presence and push from Flames.
Yeah, and the kind of defensive setup that we just talked about, there's nobody at the A bomb side, right? So you sacrifice A to try and take mid, which could be fine. There's no one rushing the A bomb side this round, so I guess that's good news. Flames, getting outplayed. Flames plays that same role when they get to the T side as well, so he knows what this fight is all about, but he just couldn't win it. Sue also taking down Nico over in that cheetah cave, and it's a 3 versus 5.
Yeah, Flames gets caught out by a gap in that smoke, and obviously, I mean, I think Nico's just trying to address the mid situation, see if he can get anything at least for the death of Flames, and didn't expect Sui to come right through the smoke. Five on 3 for Gamer Legion. Kiaz and Sui over in Jaguar. Fiku to defend. Dexter's here. Neofrag's close by in middle. So they have a decent enough lean OG to recover the situation.
These rounds are really one-sided. There we go. Another shot. Comprehensive. Decisive, Jason. Definitive. Neofrag.
Dang.
He's on his own. In the middle. As Dexter gets run down. Nobody's died yet on the Gamer Legion side. They're living up to their name. A legion of gamers, Jason.
Shut up.
I would, but they pay me to talk, so.
Yeah.
If you pay me to shut up, it's possible. We can work something out.
We'll negotiate that into the rate.
Yeah, we can. Maybe like a little card where you can put it down and it's like 30 seconds of...
Giving me a timeout from Legion of Gamers.
Exactly. That's my esports team that I'm making.
This is your contribution.
I know.
5-2.
Yeah, this I'm really surprised, but in a positive way.
Yeah,
Legion, but what they're doing looks so well drilled right now.
Yeah, there's not even a whole lot of opportunity, like chances for OG in these fights. I mean, Dexter there is completely blinded. Flames was caught off by a gap. Sui comes through the smoke to get Nico for free. Ooh, and he's directing it at them. Yeah, that's beautiful. We like that.
That's exactly what you need to do, you know?
Second timeout for OG. And we mentioned it, the pressure of these third maps, these elimination maps that decide everything.
When you used to play back in the CPL days, Jason, how did that affect you? When obviously they weren't the same noise canceling headsets and all the rest of it back then. When people shout at you, did it make you feel stressed? Or did it make you feel fired up?
We were the loud team.
All right.
We were the ones doing the shouting. Actually, we had my brother was my endgame leader in one of the first CPLs where they actually started having cameras. He gave us a little hype speech at halftime that used many an expletive.
Okay.
And the CPL staff
deleted it.
Warned us. Gave us a little penalty. Pulled him aside. We're like, we can't have you, dropping like 10 F-bombs in a single sentence.
Well, that's a shame. They didn't have the chicken mute like we do. They didn't have the technology yet.
Yeah, it wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah, this round, obviously, they had almost nothing, and even what they had, they couldn't put into play necessarily. Dexter and Nico have both been wiped out. 5-7s and an MP9 are left here, but this is just, I'm just really impressed. Gamer, there's nothing really to say from Gamer Legion other than just keep doing what you're doing right now. Just keep this up, and you will end up sending OG home. That's it.
Yeah.
OG, it's all on them. All of the pressure, all of the emphasis right now is on them to try and figure out how to recover this first half.
Good job from Isaac swinging out after the boost. Flames recovers with that 5-7, and Kiaz realizes the danger in such a narrow choke point. Flames how aggressive does he want to go? Seems like he wants to turn the corner, waiting for some kind of indication, biding his time. Still going to be very difficult to recover.
Yeah, he's really thinking about it, but couldn't find anything immediately. That's a long range for an MP9. It could be done, but not against Imma. He's having himself another good game. He's really been one of the more solid players for Gamer Legion so far, and Flames just inside of the smoke. 10 seconds left. If he could find a kill somehow here, it would be interesting, but Isaac will take him down, and that's 6 in a row for those of you keeping count at home. On to the second hand.
Yeah, this is pretty freaky.
It is I think the Desktop talk, we were both saying, yeah, OG, you know, there was that little bit of an asterisk with people saying, yeah, but you know, they don't look rock solid OG. But I'm still expecting them to come up with more of a swing early on here. Economy all the time a problem right now. And this isn't a map where you can easily go very aggressive on the CT side. Yeah, you can fight for the middle, but pushing far outside of B or A can just be very, very hard to do. And again, they're going to put the pressure on trying to run down that AWP. But Dexter is a little bit of a different caliber than Neofrag right here. He comes up with a huge double. Neofrag, he doesn't even make it through the smoke. Immer instead back with a kill, and it's a 3-on-3 again.
That's a horrifying decision. That decision from Neofrag is saying, I'm going to be the one to make the play. That's not teamwork based and obviously punished entirely. This round looks way different if it's a 4-on-3 at some point rather than the 3-on-3 off that swing through the smoke. Fiku waiting for the fade. Ooh, and he's just past his crosshair. Easy tap to the side of the dome. Flames has to back away.
Do you think that is the kind of play for Neofrag that more than anything says we are getting positively spanked, and I feel the pressure now. I feel like I need to do something.
I think it's the reason I feel like I hate that play so much is because it's a play that says I'm getting spanked and I'm going to do something to get myself back into this round.
Yeah, instead of relying on the team as a whole, because they could have been in a 4-on-3 there, right?
It's one thing if Dexter's like still fighting.
Yeah.
Or makes his way into the bomb site. It's another thing if he dies and 2 seconds later you're the next swings through the smoke. Without a flashbang, without utility, like nothing really to activate it. It's just I'm hoping they're not looking here. 7-2, 5-round lead. Gamer Legion in cruise control. And this is the third time they've punished the A bomb site now with a hit?
Yeah.
Once early in the round when Neofrag was alone, once late in the round when they pulled Neofrag out of his position. And now obviously going at Dexter with the op, even though they take 2 losses, they still manage to overwhelm that defense and comfortably win a round.
Yeah, because the by-the-book approach to defend that would have been to keep the 4-on-3 intact after Dexter got the double kill. Even if he goes down, you say, okay, we're playing 4-on-3. We can allow the bomb plant, let him we'll retake it. It's going to be a little bit more reasonable. Out of money again. Pistols back in action. Flames obviously saving the M4 from the previous round. But wow, I'm shocked. Still impressed by Gamer Legion because they did not look comfortable at all on Mirage, and they did get beat up a little bit. Flames and Dexter on that map were just running them down.
I will say, you do have to, as much as I hate that decision in the previous round, you got to feel for Neofrag a little bit. He's getting absolutely bullied at this bomb site at the moment.
Which is what you want to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, lean on it.
Trying to make the fight as unfair as you can, and
ooh, that's a team nade.
not ideal. There we go. At least get the Deagles warmed up. Get something flowing right now. I feel like OG need one of those feel-good rounds. Even in a loss, if somebody gets like a good triple Deag, it just inspires a couple of people. You know, you feel like, all right, we're doing something right. The bomb radius is massive on this one, and people forget all the time.
Oh, I don't know what... they don't need to be hunting if you're A-core. That's an AWP lost, and they want to hunt it down. There's the 5-7 out, and yeah, that's a free op passed over. He gets it at the end.
Okay.
A little bit dicey. But that's kind of scary now because that's an op passed over that Dexter has to spend money on. That's going to be an op that Dexter can buy later on. That's another M4 saved over as well. So some resources brought forward even in a loss. But you got to say, OG need to get started pretty quickly here. It's not like some point soon this needs to kind of snap in and they need to wake up. Now, this map, I think it's kind of weird at the moment because I know a lot of teams are feeling uncomfortable on their CT side just by nature of the spawn changes. So you're seeing it lend itself a little bit more to T sides. But this is looking a little bit out of control even despite that.
I'm wondering where the timeouts are for OG. I feel like this is so quickly spiraled, and it's just been one round after another.
I think they've taken 2.
Did they really?
Yeah, they took like 2 in the first like 5 rounds.
Okay, well maybe
the
that's the
second one
answer
was
then.
going into round number 6, but yeah, they might be at a position where you burn a third.
Because this is risky, right? I agree with what you're saying. There are a lot of teams that do have a little bit of a hard time figuring out how to play the CT side, and we already mentioned a couple of times already the stats for OG in general, not looking good on their CT sides, just across the board, so I guess we'll see how this plays out now. We're in the 11th round, and Neofrag going down again. They set it up. It's an easy follow-up shot from A-Core. He just only had to cover that angle. That's the round done, Jason. It's over already.
Yeah, Flames is like, I don't want to fight Donut. Are you kidding me? I'm out. I'm going to go search middle, and there's nothing here, and now I'm going to back away and save.
Over on the B stream, Liquid are about to be up 5-0. Jason, you want to celebrate early? You want to order some champagne?
Look, there's no celebration in this match.
Okay.
There's no celebration. There's nothing happy about, you know, sending Complexity home.
Okay. You're going to be sad.
Or Liquid home, I guess.
Sad and moody all day.
Who'd you predict to win this B stream game?
Liquid.
You have Liquid?
But I feel super uneasy about everything that I'm seeing out of Liquid these days. So I did predict them, but you know, also it doesn't really matter what I predict. I'm so far behind in that game. Like, nobody cares. At this
I'm not
point
trying
in
to
time.
keep. I don't care about the score. I'm just wondering who you picked for it.
No, I did pick Liquid.
It's funny because like everyone, it's like the whole world gets to join what my experience has been for like the past like 6 years. It's just like everyone's like, oh, this.
Wonders.
Of course he did.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was just so disappointed in the Liquid yesterday.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Which is understandable. It was a battle. It really was. But yeah, Tech Girl and Launders are both expecting to see Cold take this one. Whether or not that's more of a statement of their doubt in Liquid.
Yeah,
or,
I think that is the case, right? Because just you look at the head-to-head, and also some of these games, there are going to be upsets. We've seen that, right? Greyhounds won a couple of maps,
Bingo.
which is crazy in itself, right? So upsets are possible. Oh, this is just going to be an A play, straight into Floppy.
Well, they're not expecting Halzak to start there, and it's the perfect call. Yeah, sure, a smoke. I don't think that's going to stop them, Floppy. They're coming. They're coming. Nice start, nearly 2. Off the 5-7. Big from JT. On the Diga double. Okay, OC. He sweeps the rest under the rug. But that was a threatening start. Maybe there's something for Grim and Halzak to work with. Don't forget, Norp in play. A kit on Halzak as well. That bomb's gone down at the hands of OC. And this is the duel. This is the one to determine just how much we have to say. It's now versus Grim. Old teammates head to head and a 97 dink. That could have been the difference.
Halzak's kissing him in the smoke.
Okay. Down goes the AWP. 6th round in a row secured. And yeah, probably feeling a bit sus is Complexity. Down in the dumps. A grand total of what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 frags over the course of 6 rounds of play, and this is where most of them came from. JT hitting some scorchers, and even Grim, that NAF head-to-head comes down to a dink versus NAF Fly, running through the smoke for Halzak. You can't even blame him, light on time. But that's 6 already in the bank. They cannot continue this way, and yeah, TC, right time to be calling it tactical.
Yeah, but 6 rounds in, you're going into round 7, and if we're going to be realistic about this, by Chuddy B's old school brand of Counter-Strike, there's only been 1 full gun round so far. This is the 2nd full gun round. The first one was light on util, didn't have the AWP, didn't have all the goodies.
I'm with you.
So it was a rifle round, sure, but it was one of the weaker opportunities in that regard. Their first rifle round dismantled. Now let's see what happens in their second. If we don't see any fight now, maybe we won't see any fight at all. But the bar, if we set up for Complexity like we would any other team, if they can get themselves 4 or 5 rounds on this CT side, then the conversation going into the second means anything is possible. Look at those notes.
They looked very organized.
I can see at least some people paid attention in school, or maybe went to university. And
I was always envious of those students that could do the beautiful hand-drawn notes, diagrams, graphs.
yeah, try not to look at my pad.
Well, it's a different approach.
Chicken scratch, I think.
Yeah, it's like if Harry Potter and Sanskrit combined, Chaddy B's handwriting.
This is a retake B setup essentially here. You can see how passive they're playing. So they're giving up all this territory. OC could quite literally continue to procedurally clear all of the angles throughout the B site, and they'll see that they're able to execute in here freely. Yikinda would have to make his way up through Canal to make this B hit possible, but I think the fact they are playing this retake setup means that they're happy to concede the site.
That smoke is going to be disrespected. Nav thought he had a window, and he does. He kicks open the front door. A nice find from Grim. Onto OC, but there's way more to be done, and Yikinda's too deadly. Yeah, doesn't get it quite on the money. And a bit of a flank through mid. Fang might have something to say, because that bomb's late into the site. Nav's gone and done it. Gets it through. I mean, he made all of this space, and with the low HP, he's opting for the AWP. Look at this head-to-head. This is a great catch from context. And yeah, Floppy's not going to be clear in that corner. Understandable, given the time and the state of affairs. And what is Cole supposed to... So this was a gunny?
Yep.
It's not gone swimmingly.
Their only opening kill for Complexity so far came from Floppy over towards A when they did an all-in rush through a smoke.
Yeah.
So keeping track of that, which I will do throughout.
This is Liquid's pick, and you're starting to, really feel it.
Yeah, and it's basic. They haven't done anything crazy. They're just defaulting. That's all they're doing. They're defaulting and then playing together to finish the rounds. Hasn't been any need to do anything else, and Yikinda's going to find him here, isn't he? Mounts himself up on the wall. Oh, is he going to look to his left? Seen him now. See you later, alligator. And that's Halzerk losing the AWP. So trying to hide in plain sight right there. Now down to 3,700. Will have to be another partial investment here. They cannot risk the purchase. All right, well, at least it might be a quick day.
Yeah, quick day, but not a good day for Complexity and their fans. A reminder that this is, we're at the do or die stages of our first stage of the major, the challenger stage, and already, up against the ropes. 1 win, 2 losses, no margin for error for either side. In this domestic derby, he's coming through. Good flash, good chance, need both. Oh, they don't clear their corners, and OC has support. Nafly bails him out, doesn't get overwhelmed. And again, a little bit of something to be excited about for a moment, but all comes out in the wash. Floppy might have Nitro's number here. Great headshot. And another in the bank. Now, Liquid, notice, at an 8-0 start, there is not jubilations. There is not crazy celebrations. This is like, it feels like they've just come in, and it's work. It's work right now.
This is the thing. It looks like outsiders or VP are in the server, right? This is what we spoke about with Yakinda coming across to this team. It feels like maybe he brought a little bit of that vibe as well. But to be fair, it's not like Elige and Nitro always the loudest. The thing was with Yakinda coming in, it's like, okay, well, we got someone crazy who likes to push through smokes and likes to yell. Sounds like Stewie, right? It sounds like when Liquid was at the top of the pops, but Yakinda's definitely tapered off in that regard. And maybe that's because he feels he has more responsible to help out with the macro of the game. Also needs to make sure he's constantly contributing with the frags.
Oh, wait.
No.
I thought that was a CT volley. Excuse me. They've flubbed that one. Oh, JT, he's put a lot on the line. Into OC, takes down the AWP and the bomb carry. A quick trade out of Nitro as he makes it look a whole lot more uncomfortable for Cole. Sure, JT taking a gamble on that push down canals, but doesn't get away with the man advantage, if anything. Now B is open. Okay, Grim, ready for more. Oh dear, dancing with Elige now. This is a huge frag, a huge opportunity. Smokes himself around and posted up for the cross. He knows he's got Elige trapped. Oh, it did. And another fight goes down. Good catch as we see Fang down and the A site open. Floppy to respond. Not going to be easy for him. Nitros have got the bomb across and he concedes the space. They will see the rotate through. They know Elige was likely B. Could be working mid, and that's exactly what he's gone to investigate. Okay, yep. Well, that's the end of that conversation.
That one stings. That one's going to leave a mark right there, isn't it? Oh, Grim. He's doing his best Halzerk cosplay here, trying to hold on to this AWP.
And look at the map. Like, they're already coming for you, man. You got 3 different T's sniffing him out. Nose to the ground, tracking and executed. There's 9, still on fire, looking to extinguish our Cole, but yeah, they just don't have the capacity right now. Money's broken, looking awkward, unless it's the death from JT. This is the shot, you ready? Bang.
That's a beaut, isn't it?
Mechanical.
So, we've had 9 rounds of play.
Yeah.
There's a total of 13 kills for Complexity here.
Not a great average, is it?
Not at all. What are we talking? Like 1.5 kills around?
Yeah, I was just...
Is that how the maths tracks out?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I had to bring up the calculator. I was like, how
Hold on a second.
How make this one work? So they've got 2 opening kills so far, Complexity. Both of them have come on half buy rounds with pistols. The rest of the opening frags have all gone in the favor of Liquid here, who are having no dramas. The bombers only need to detonate in 2 rounds for Liquid to find victory here. So not having any issues, just removing everybody from the server on the Complexity side of things. Here's the round timeline for all of you to take a look at. And moving into round number 10, it might be more of the same. Oh, there is a crossfire here.
Yeah, that was his chance. Bang! Gets them both. That's when the 5-7 does look lethal.
Meaty.
2 fully bought up attackers.
This might be a round.
Yeah, this might be it. Fang providing way more than you would have expected. A double on the mid-hold upon the fade. And he takes down the 2 sharpest tools in the Liquid. Shed that gets better. Nitro caught with a molly in his hand. Kicked out of the club. And now, yeah, you've only got Naf and OC wondering where their teammates have gone and gotten off to. 3 rifles have fallen into Cole's hands without a penny spent. Could still get uncomfortable if this Grim line, or JT, excuse me, Grim behind him, they'll smoke him off. That's their main avenue in. They can't really risk just charging through that smoke. There will be an AK-47 staring at them if they do try and get that bomb down.
But you can see they have absolutely no idea where the CTs are. Like, Naf just clearing out Ivy. They're obviously worried about Temple, CT. Most of them are going to be flanking or coming through dark here. So if OC is just able to post up and grab 1 or 2, there's still a chance for this, considering where Naf has planted.
Yeah, not forgetting the absence of a kit. With that bomb plant, they do have to hurry this up. And OC, wow, he gets nothing.
1v5, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, Naf, he's known to close, but 5 members of Cole charging towards him, and he'll get taken down quickly. Succumbs to the floppy AK. And we will see the first for Complexity.
Yeah, the biggest part of the conversation here is this contributes to that 4 or 5 round haul that Complexity should be looking for here. That's the only conversation to be had. It's not necessarily a spectacular round. It's just good to see some people hit some shots. Another opening kill coming their way. This was fantastic from Fang right here, but in terms of damage to the economy, right? In terms of something that they can replicate. Neither of those things are in the conversation just yet, but that might change. The double AWP setup out once more here.
Yeah, they brought 3 AKs and an AWP for free as well. Like, in terms of the turning of the tide, that's like something to keep an eye on.
At least it won't feel as bad if they lose this round. They'll be able to buy again. So there's always a silver lining. But maybe now we see something more direct out of Liquid, right? They've been doing a lot of these defaults, Elysian, Yakina just crawling across mid there. And here we go, some aggression again. The Archer's smoke is down. Looking for gold is Grim. He's going to back off now, so don't really have anybody responding to Canal. It's the 2 top mid, Yakinda and Elige to work together. Elige has flashed forward. Naf and OC doing the same, working B once more, and the double AWP setup. Fang has dropped back into the passive position of the A connector.
Are they coming investigating?
Yeah, flash and a push, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, Halzak versus OC. We get an AWP head-to-head, and the Norwegian prevails. OC send back to spawn. Advantage call. Can they find 2 in a row? It looks like the AWPs are working. Fang does connect. Nitro with 1 back onto the A main aggress. It's floppy gone. Elige flirting with something. There's a gap. There's no
big gap.
Expecting this. Oh, Fang's going to be furious. He's not ready for that. Loses his head. Losing my mind as he gets tagged down to 7 HP. Yeah, the AWP probably a best weapon for the job given the scenario.
Naf still needs to get across here. You can see he's bringing the bomb. He is late to the party. The rotation complete in this 3-on-3.
Oh, Elige, this is his round. Does duck in game and out of game. Gets himself into cover. And I think, actually, we've got to start attributing this entire round to that Elige recovery. Despite the AWPs finding early connections, Halzak winning his head-to-head. All it took was Elite disrespecting a smoke to find an open A site.
You can see just across the board here for Liquid how everybody's getting their contributions in here. However, 13 for Nitro, the captain and in-game leader of the team. 11 for Naf, 9 for OC, 8 for Yakinda, and 6 for Elige, who was the force to get them across the line in this one. But I was about to say that these contact plays aren't going to work against the double AWPs, because you see 2 individuals trying to just jiggle peek into angles and get taken out. Not even jiggle. It was just OC going for a clear AWP on AWP battle right there. And I thought that might just see them spur into action with more set pieces, or to be a little bit more utility heavy on the way they want to approach some of these areas of the map. But double digits has been reached, and Liquid return to their winning ways immediately. But as we just discussed, the bit of daylight robbery that happened in the previous means we should have yet another buy here. Fang with that rude shock, Elige being able to slip through the net, and even with the heads-up play to get himself into that AWP. Good work from the 2 of them there on the side to play off of each other.
This is a very rude shock. This is not what you wanted to wake up for.
Nitro has 13k in the bank and a Mac 10, so this is going to be a fast round.
Bloody hell. Yeah, JT and Grim don't have the helmet either, so should that head-to-head come through, it's going to be even more of a tilter. Dark smoke out, OC posted up, then they're going rugs early. Now the smoke will hold them at bay. Fang and Floppy ahead. Considering their own setup, I quite like this. You can see anti-flash on 1, the AWP to support, and they're walking through. No, surely a flashbang. No, dry. And Nitro cut down to size. They didn't see Floppy. You'd think there's going to be util. Yeah, that's the flash. That's the bait. That should be Floppy. Gets nothing for it. Elige was ready. Maybe he did get caught. You can see Nafla gets the assist off the flash. Wow, they rectify that quickly.
I just thought it was going to come with pace, right? Just having Nitro leer into a smoke and hope to find something rather than they weren't aggressive. So risk from the leader to find the opener here. They do get the exchange back. It's forced a heavy rotation from Complexity to worry about mid and A. It's only Halzerk over towards B right now as they juggle the guns with Bogdan's Law. They have so much util left if they want to go for a second assault over towards either bomb site, really. And as Yakinda is starting to saunter back through spawn, maybe they're changing their mind as Grim. He's found a bit of gusto here, and if he keeps going this way, he could win the round from this push alone.
This is huge.
He can win the round right here.
Mikey's not considering it. No, no, no. Grim! Oh, God, a horrible death to concede. You thought you'd cleared it out. Misinformation. As now Halzerk's alone. He's worried about Dark. He's caught one. Yakinda with the bomb, no less. He's got to tuck into the site. Yeah, he will. He knows he's got a heavy burden on his shoulders here to lock down this site. 2 coming dark side. OC picks up the bomb from main. Fang desperate to support his AWPer here. 1 from Halzerk. Great to the head of Elite. Trying to finish right there and then. There's no time to finish the round. And Naf does go down. Well recovered again. The orbs find impact. It seems like maybe the recipe for success. 2 from Halzerk. 3 from Fang's AWP. And a second round. Just need 3 more of those for a half they can be happy with.
Yeah, exactly. And it would come at the perfect time going into the halftime break. You get a bit of confidence, compose yourself, talk about what you're going to do on the T side here.
That was a twist of fate, was it not? Yakinda happened to be switching weapons as well as Halzerk caught a glimpse.
I guess the Grim situation actually worked against them as well, because as soon as he dies, they have an idea that they've transitioned back towards the other side of the map. But this is a clear change up. 4 players over towards B-Long immediately here. It's just going to be Yakinda selling a little bit of Sun and Sunny over towards the canals and boat area. And this makes sense against the Orbs. B explode.
Yeah, unless Grim's got a multi-kill in him, it's going to be very hard. Molly Jail limits their options. Elise actually cancels, but he's actually wrapped around. Redirects. Good flash. Wow, Halzerk catches Elise full blind, and JT will execute. It's another from Grim. This is perfect so far from Cole. They need 1 more, and it's provided by the Orbs. There you go. A 3rd in the bank. And talking of bank, I mean, there's no doubt Liquid have got plenty. There was 14 grand on a couple of them, so we will see them fully bought up for the rest. But Cole, so far, they weather that storm.
And not only is the round conversation starting to change here, sure, I know it's still a 7-round lead that Liquid have accrued, but the opening frag distribution is starting to change a little bit here. It's Liquid, 7 to their name so far. Complexity with 6. So,
okay.
Wait, can that work? Yeah, that can work. That's the right math.
That's
13.
Math.
Yeah.
We went to school.
Yeah. At least for a short period of time. Again, a change. Okay, Liquid pack roll A didn't work. Pack roll B didn't work. Well, try a little bit heavier mid right now, shall we? As JT finds his boots wet. Elige not even considering this is a possibility. He's going to go down for free.
Yeah, you take that one. JT's happy with the advantage. Don't you dare, Yakinda. I thought he was going for a suicidal drop. But yeah, advantage call. Here we go. We might have a half after all.
It's crazy, though, that Liquid are going to have gun rounds every single round, right? They'll still be able to buy next round. The loss bonus has started to build in their favor for this, and they still have residual cash to deal with. Perfect time flash there from Naf. They were about to reinitiate and get some info, so that will stall them out. You can see this pressure for the A-split. Fang under scrutiny. The AWP doesn't land this time.
That would have been ideal, and on the repeat, Gosi will punish. Okay, Floppy, you can't lose that duel. It was everything riding on the A site. Grim will try as hard as he might to get fast on the flank. Halzerk from heaven. Look at that barrage of flame. 2 Molotovs limit his options. Nitro to ply his trade on the AWP. 1 does connect. JT cut down by the captain. Top of the table, 15 and counting. As the A site crumbles once more.
And it looks like Complexity are the ones who will have to offer themselves up for the save here. Grim's made noise dropping into the water. I think that probably would have been heard from Nitro or Naf. Even Yakinda close towards the connector, likely hearing that. So they are going to grab one back, but Nitro rolling back the years a bit with the AWP in the hands there. Once upon a time was the primary AWP for a Liquid that would run the AWP as an option. They didn't need star AWPers back in the day.
We all remember Nitro AWP just sitting essentially where he spawned on overpass.
Ah, yeah.
15 rounds in a row.
I remember a Nitro flick.
Yeah, hard to forget. He's gotten away with this one. Nice work from Halzerk, so we can at least play an AWP and drop a rifle as well. So Cole will have a chance in this final round on the defense, but it's already a great haul. Talking of good hauls, a reminder that there is an A stream as well running simultaneously to this one. OG versus Gamer Legion is in its third map right now. If you wanted to watch that later, cover your ears. I'm about to say the score.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Third map, and Gamer Legion are dominating OG. That's not what I was expecting. A lot of us leaning towards OG, but Gamer Legion coming in hot on Ancient. Check that out if you fancy it. Blast TV for all of that goodies. 3 leaning B with the bomb. Yakinda coming through. Bang, up and into OC. Big shot from the AWPer. A change of pace from Cole trying to bring the fight to Liquid, but they leave empty-handed. Elige firing off shots, dancing around the smoke. Trying to channel them with these Molotovs, but there's a lot of friction. 1, not enough. 2, not bad. But OC's into the side no less. And now only Floppy with a bit of damage onto Yakinda. He'd have loved 1 just to set Halzak up with a winnable 1v2, but instead there's 3 coming for him, gunning for him. And a 12th round for Liquid on this attacking half seems imminent. Well, Halzak, he's done the impossible on multiple occasions, but off the first, gets Nitro. OC baits the shot. Hang on a second, there's something to be said as OC doesn't shy away from the fight to close. A 12-3 scoreline. Liquid looking strong, looking potent. Colt, they need to have quite the half when we return. All right then. 3 rounds is all complexity have to boast upon Liquid's pick. This is a head-to-head with elimination at stake. On machine, I've got Chatty B, otherwise known as Sponge. And we're hanging out here live from Paris for the Blast TV Major. It seems like Liquid seem to have gotten the sleep out of their eyes. You know, those eye boogies that we all have to contend with. Well, and Counter-Strike, it's led them here.
Well, I think Complexity got conjunctivitis right now.
Okay, yeah, well, they're not nailing it. They're not having a lot of fun. 3 rounds all they had to boast from their defense. It does set the bar quite high for their attack. Pistol, dare I say it, integral.
Well, his odds have blown out now. They were much closer before, and Yakinda's about to get a face full. Or is he about to give the face?
Yeah, hold on. This is brave. This is brave. He runs straight into Grim. Good util as well. They've got space. Can they replicate? Not forgetting, Liquid had a perfect T-pistol to start off proceedings, and it was onto this B bomb site. So far, so good in the flowchart. Nitro working on that long flank. How's it got a good angle to contend with that?
I don't even know how you meant to exchange. Same thing. This is like deja vu from that first half of play. What are you meant to do for your Liquid? There's so many different crossfires that you have to contend with here. You need someone to hit an absolute banger, a barn burner, something to get it started. And that party looks like it's already come to a close thanks to Halzerk.
Yeah, they can even tighten their crossfire. That's a big one. Takes down Floppy. Naf is doing a lot for Liquid. One more would have been interesting, but JT will secure it. Not quite as clean as Liquid's, but there you can see just how difficult it was to regain control of that lost site.
Yeah, they smoked over towards dark, right? Which is what I think flushed them out into those fights. So at least they had something to work with on that retake. This was tidy stuff from Colt, no dramas. And again, reminding everybody, Anubis is a T-sided map. So let's see if Complexity think anything you can do, we can do better. Now they've switched on over. And Liquid, well, they want to try and get over to this 16-round finish line ASAP. They've opted here for a force buy. So while things are still a little bit shaky, they want to take advantage of that before Complexity can really warm into this map. Plenty of 5.7 Steagles and even a scout for OC into the mix here for round number 2 of the second half. And just as I was keeping track of those opening frags, and we were talking about the importance of those for the CT side, we'll continue to keep tabs on that here as we flipped on over. Now you can see this heavy B lean on the radar, zoomed on in to show just the cluster of players, top mid, B side. It's just really a Liege tending with the middle and A side of the map. So a gamble from Liquid, but I like it. If they lose A, they'll just hold on to their goodies. They'll have the double dip. They'll use this again into round number 3.
You can see the death trap to be sprung should they contend with B. No one there, and they haven't got any particularly information investigations towards B long, so it is just Elige here.
Just hoping.
Yeah. Like, anyone fancy walking into my crosshair?
His biggest positive right now is if they do come through middle, the bomb is here, but he has to deal with 3.
Elige, no slouch when it comes to putting the crosshair on the head. Up he goes, and down goes Halzerk. 1 and 2 from the Elige
They'll
team.
go for this now. Yeah, definitely now. Look at the util that's left over. Smoke splashes. The rotation already starts to come in. There's multiple members on the flank. OC puffing up his chest with the scout and making some noise. They can be a flash into A main to take this initial fight if they do this right.
He's been having a nightmare holding on to A on the first half.
Here comes the flash, surely.
Yeah, Naf's lining it up. That's the duel ahead of the flash. Naf didn't get it out of the fingertips, and Yakinda goes ahead of it. Good damage onto Nitro. That might cool it off.
Yeah, now they should save it. They had a crack at going for that, just mismanaging the options on that retake there. There was a conversation to be had, but Liquid not getting it done as a unit, and Complexity, well, they will suffer those early casualties to Elige's dig. But they weather the storm. They grab their 5th round, and they'll even hold on to 3 rifles here.
Spoiler alert. Cover your ears. Spoiler alert.
Damn. When did you record that?
Yeah, it's a soundboard I've been working on. Makes
Really
my
cool.
job easier.
Really cool.
Gamer Legion OG. That's right. It was an elimination game running, and it looks like OG have got their head in their hands. Surprise to many. Gamer Legion survive and will have the 2-2 record for one last stab at getting to the legend stage. Spoiler over.
Yeah, well, I think this is where we need a visual element for it.
Otherwise,
right?
they'll just be muted forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair.
And I see someone running through the living room to grab their remote. I was like, no, Alex, please!
They're covering their ears. They're shaking their eyes. See no evil, hear no evil. Go on. Elige's dig look good. I'd like one more. But so far, so good. You know, if they just...
It's the same round. Look at the setup. Same round.
Might have a different result.
Yeah, well, they have a few more things to work with, namely that Galil this time round. Otherwise, they're hoping that it is the B finish. But if it's the same round for Complexity as well, which it looks to be, 3 middle, 2A,
They're going for B
might
info
have a
this
similar
time.
result.
They're going for B info this time. We were kind of critical of that before. Now they'll have heard that flash. Ooh, surely one of them's going to be responsible for the fade. Surely one of them. Thanks, staring at it. Elige again at his usual destructive ways takes down Grim.
Well, they just heard the Galil, so do they reroute now? There's a minute on the clock. They're going to go to B.
It's quick. So is Yukinda and Naf, though. They've got the read on this. He's going to tuck in.
position.
Oh, gets the smoke out. He
Late.
needed the headshot, yeah. Belated on the smoke, and now the site is lost, as is the round. So call that 6.
Yeah, Nitro holding on to this fine. OC, he's going to try and find this rifle in middle, I think. So that's an upgrade, indeed. But same situation as the first half, right? Complexity, it's not necessarily a default spread, but pretty standard anti-ecos where they have a good idea of how they want to flow through the round, keeping in little mini packs and, well, bringing this to just a 6-round game now, and considering how good Liquid looked on their T side, and considering how rough both teams look so far throughout the Challenger stage, anything is possible here. This first gun round will be very telling for Liquid. Remember how we discussed the first gun round approach of Complexity, having the rifles but lacking key pieces of utility. The same conversation will not be had for Liquid, who can have the AWP for OC if you'd like to drop this Galil. Plenty of util, everybody with the rifle, so you'll see Liquid get into the full gun much earlier. Those slim casualties that Complexity took, they're not necessarily the end of the world. They can still purchase here as well. Oh, it is actually going to be a Liquid tactical timeout here to have the conversation. Daps, one of the many Canadians we have in the server. Well, technically not in the server, but one of the members of the teams here today. We got 3 Canadians in total, Alex. We got a little bit of the NAF action, Fang, and of course Daps. TC on the other hand, from South Africa, alongside his in-game leader, JT.
Yeah, I mean, wow. It's global offensive, and indeed we do have a wide spectrum of global attendees.
It's just, you know, what's going on in North America? They can't even field their own teams. They gotta have, everyone's having an import. Halzerg from Norway, Yukinda from Latvia.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
I mean, I kind of like it in terms of catching them up.
Yeah, but that's
or
like
keeping them up.
Greyhound having someone from Singapore.
Yeah, it wouldn't quite be the boys anymore, would it? Here we go. We're off to the races.
A-map in this.
Yeah, this is looking like quite a lot of pace. Now, bit of chip damage on the nade, sure, but Grim's across. It can be utility to flush him out. Yukinda's going to smoke dark, which might imply they're coming for info B.
So they went looking aggressively for a pick. They've got Grim over to this left side. I like to call this pool. I don't know why.
Down. I'm fine with that.
I'm calling this spot pool, and he's hanging out.
Treading water in the pool.
And he can activate late here, so he can be a nuisance as he peeks back in towards that site. OC has some dramas to worry about. Players coming doors, as well as the house, and Halzerg's AWP set up for this fight.
So they kind of, well, positionally, they seem to be suggesting they know what's up. Fang's not given the fight. Halzerg's looking to catch OC on an overextension. Is he catching little glimmers? Yeah, he is. Just waiting for an overextension. Yukinda's been cut down to 50. Draws attention, and the finish comes through. A lovely combination, a 1-2 punch from Complexity to open up. Naf and Elige. This partnership, iconic for North American Counter-Strike, as Nitro has been lost on A. That might spur them into a commitment.
B split. All right, through Temple. Or is it? Are they coming through to A?
OC. Okay.
What?
Committed. If he hits the dig, it's awkward. What an impactful round. As it was about to fall apart. If OC's dead, call it done. Instead, a 3v3 takes shape, and down goes Grim on B. This has fallen through the fingers of Complexity. JT and Floppy, they need to turn this on. Turn up the heat and recover as OC's just laid down the law. Floppy to disrupt. Can he catch something? Oh, it's loud. Is it heard? Okay. Seems to have nailed it on the silent mount. What is that?
No, the second jump up, I definitely heard a step there.
So
And that would have been
Floppy's
comm from the
baited it.
teammates as well.
Hold on, Main coming. If he can get the timing right, was he seen? He was. And Elige will finish the job. Well played. OC gets the extra brownie points, an extra share of dessert at the Liquid dinner. Because 13 secure, and it felt like Cole had that.
Can you, someone explain that to me? So they had a player, B main, Grim, right, who wombo comboed with JT to kill Yukinda. That was perfect.
Yeah.
That means they also had a player Dark. Then they smoked off A connector, ran through it.
And yes, but
they could have done a B split.
certainly. But they also were right in thinking that there was only one player edge.
Sure, but they didn't have the, as you saw. Yeah, exactly, Grim. What? Because there's no trade potential. It's 2 players running through a smoke.
Yeah, right. And in terms of OC hitting that dig, you know, it's pedestrian. It was such a lovely amount of time for him to pull that one out and blow their heads off. Oh dear, I mean, their heads are going to be in the gutter now after that one.
Yeah, Grimm's statement, I think, says it all, and it's fair enough, right? Because they did the right thing of finding that opener. I don't know where the call came from, if that was a JT call, if that was just the players thinking they were making the right decision. I guess after they did with Nitro pushing A, yeah, okay. Just if they still had 30 seconds left, they could have grouped up a little bit more. That's maybe the biggest critique right there. Pick your poison, but at least do it together.
Well, Floppy's going very aggressive. He's just walking. Oh, barrel. But then the AWP. Ooh. That feels bad, man. Feels bad. Grim has a go. He's not wrong. Kinder likes to play that tight right. JT, this is ballsy. Safe from the molly, trying to catch a slight sliver of Yakinda exposed. And yeah, enough. He's already secured the round. Fang with a little opportunity. OC seems hyper aware of the gap, but does lose his life. So 1 from the Canadian, and now he's got to find all 4. Naf just ducked under as well. It's not something he's going to be considering. You can see that's his blind spot under the impression. It's not going to be occupied. So 14, it feels like Liquid's pick. It's,
this is done.
It's on its way.
Yeah, I think that last round tilted them. Then this was their gun round where they had a chance to try and bounce back and get back into winning ways. But by losing that, now we've got Fang 3.5 at the high end and Grim 1.9 at the low end. Everybody else in between. So we're not going to be able to get too much of a purchase here. Loss bonus 2,400 into the next, so it'd likely be... I think that they may as well force, because it sucks for them regardless here, being down by what is now such a margin. Just 2 more for Liquid to get across the line. We have Overpass coming up next. Now, if you want to use the hashtag BlastTVMajor, tag Alex and myself, @Sponge, @Machine, GG. Let us know your thoughts on the matchup so far, and maybe we can talk about them in our next little segment we've got coming your way. Let's focus in on this last little potential B explosion.
Okay, well, Yakinda has actually gone down, and so has the B defense entirely. Nice combination. Into the site for complexity, and I mean, this was do or die right here.
Liquid should just go fishing here, right? See if anybody oversteps the mark, they can find a pick to get back in. Otherwise, the advised decision would be the save, and you can see they're already understanding that. Just some nades, especially if you're on the retail line and you know you're going to save. You want to show some presence. Shoot an alt bullet, spam some bullets through a smoke, throw out a HE just so they don't think you're saving immediately. And that's going to just slow them down on the hunt, because I'm sure Halzerk, JT would love to get themselves into some upgrades as well. But a great little round right there. And it feels like they're trying to really exploit this B defense. Yakinda getting bullied over towards the dark position in multiple rounds. They're more than happy to pincer in on him. He's playing quite far forward, so we'll see if that evolves.
Well, that is a gift. I mean, just as we and many logical, critical thinkers have written out the Anubis pick, thinking this has gone Liquid's way, there is just a little glimmer of hope just chiseled into the stone there with a quick 1-2 punch, 2 frags, and a lost B site. So, you can see how that one felt from Naf's perspective.
Blinded,
white
dead.
screen and eliminated.
That perfectly summarizes.
He plays are so hot.
Yeah, but, and you even get to see like the players' reaction in the moment of how they're handling that situation. So really giving us a lot of context on how these scenarios are unfolding here is, well, chopping and changing their preference of site here. Complexity heading as a unit over towards A. And it seems like a good call. They've conditioned B a couple of times, and it's forced Liquid now to play 3 defenders over towards the B side of the map. OC's joined the party. It's Elysian Nitro, mainly Nitro, the man to defend this, playing in a somewhat retake position from Heaven. So if they full exec, oh, they're coming ahead of the Uto here.
Elysian Yakinda not far behind, and Nitro contributes with the opening. Grim not expecting that. Oh dear, it's fallen apart. Ripped apart upon the entrance and disrespecting that Akon smoke. You can see why teams typically like to have a molly and a smoke to, you know, a la jungle smoke, bench molly.
Sure,
Mirage.
yeah.
You know, it's such a brutal push, and there's so many other things you want to be clearing. I mean,
Missed AWP shot there. JT in the clutch, Alex.
oh, come on.
Well, a missed AWP shot is the only reason I'm saying it's a bit of a blessing.
No, I'm with you, because he should be dead.
Yeah,
and now he is.
Okay. He's got some type of Kevlar on there, JT.
Magical.
Just dodging bullets, absorbing them. All right, well, we're back where we thought we'd be. Because they're so focused on Nitro here. Right? You can see how, like, focused on his position. They just come on through. Nobody really looking. You can see they're trying to transition to the side to get that bomb down. And, yeah, the shake of the head and tut of the tongue. This one has Going down the gurgler here. Team Liquid looking to pick up their map choice. If they can get it done, it's just 3 AKs, 2 Deagles, and very light util to work with here on the complexity side of the server. Great game from Nitro, isn't it? 17 for him. Naf, he's also... Actually, great game from everybody on Liquid.
What's great is, you know, on the T side, Yakinda was the one that got them that flying start, right? Like a 7-0 or whatever it was. And from there, everyone else has come online nicely. Full team contribution. Great chip damage. And with JT's headshot onto Nafly, OC is going to have his plate full as he takes down Grim. Oh, and another from OC. Rocking and a rolling to finish this one. Liquid's pick 2 clicks away. Floppy, Halzuk, what do you got for us? Lost bomb, lost hope. Halzuk with a gap in mid for now. Let's have a look how much you can build out of this one. Yakinda's going to be summoned to acknowledge that gap. He doesn't really have the health to contend with it. Oh, loud, very loud. Yakinda was not expecting that. A clean headshot from the Norwegian. And now that pressure comes from both fronts. He's loud about this. Forces Osi to acknowledge. Base the shot. Looks for the finish on the spray. Chips him down. Now they can combine. And there's a round to be had after all. Floppy and Halzug not giving up. But still Nitro an issue. As a headshot comes through. Damn, Halzug on the Deeg, on the rifle. He recovers and Kolsay play on.
Now, whether or not they can bring this back into a really competitive fair and then take us into overtime is a different conversation. But in terms of a little bit of confidence for some of the individuals with their plays or moves going into the next map, their map choice of Overpass, that's a positive, right? You've seen a couple of them, like Fang with the 5-7 in mid on the first half. JT had a couple of nice bangers on the Deagle here. This one is going to be a confidence booster for Halzuk. The double AWP setup of Halzuk and Fang finding some success as well. So if more of these names are starting to contribute with multi-kills or things that they could get excited about or be proud of in terms of what they delivered, that's a good sign because the series is not done yet. But the serious nature of what is on the line for both of these teams is going to sink in for complexity after this map, right?
100%.
The elimination going into your map choice, all the pressure on you to then convert and take this to the third, see if we can go the distance of Inferno.
OC, yeah. Flashed in forward. Fang stampeding. Head-to-head. And one out despite the help from Elige. And Elige's Molotov implies he was quite close. Fang will burrow into the smoke to try and build upon it. Already a nice kill.
Well, Naf's push here. Nitro's gone down. If that didn't...
It gets worse.
Yeah, this should be a Liquid save, right? They've lost complete A control. The bomb's starting to transition back over, but...
If they don't...
Elige is investigating
Floppy hasn't cleared this, so if Halzuk's knife out... Okay, he actually acknowledged it, but still Elige is going to be perhaps the unknown entity. He hasn't made a peep.
Floppy should have it.
Good, diligent clear, necessary one. That was the only way in which that was going to go awkward and go south. Admittedly, Yakinda will catch Fang's investigations, but that was just for information. Hang on. Naf has got Grim as well through mid. It's still that 2v, whatever it was, 2v5 is not going to be any more than just those exits to get themselves away. And so Cole will find themselves a 9th. Yakinda will not be saving anything. Naf holding on to his M4 as best he can. JT last seen B. He should be fine for this one.
Okay, well, they just one round away for the double digits now. It's difficult to get too excited about anything at this stage of the game.
I spoke too soon, Chad. I spoke way too soon.
Well, maybe he just kills everybody.
Yeah. Oh, damn. The flash was a second too late now. Incendiary down. They can't chase. And Naf successful.
You didn't speak too soon at all.
Bloody hell.
So
I got a bit nervous.
Right on time.
Yeah, okay, fine. They just need to keep doing that. Just another, what?
6.
6 on top of the 2 they've already had.
So that'd be 8
in a
consecutive.
Row. Bloody hell.
Anything's possible in the wonderful world of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that, you know, within the opening, Liquid found 3 to at least find 15. OT at a minimum, but they will not be happy with that. If this goes all that way, they will probably feel like a loss as they head into overtime.
Well, this is the thing, right? They've done all the hard work at this point. They just need to find one more, and they understand they're on the harder side of the server, right? Yeah. So these aren't going to come easy, but when you do have opportunities that you should convert, like the round where Halzuk came through the backline, took it away, that's the ones that are going to sting. So losing rounds like that, they're the problems. Losing standard rounds where you maybe give up an opener or get traded, and that's okay. You can understand that, especially considering the bias on the map here. Now, with this save rifle, they're just going to partially invest behind it. The loss bonus 2,400 into the next tier for Liquid. And this is where it can get a little bit wonky, right? Everyone add the 2,400 onto the totals you see for everybody right now. That means that into the next round, Nitro's only going to have, well, 4,400. You can get out an M4, you can get out a bit of Yuto with the Kevlar, but one of the key factors for complexity on their CT side to at least get a few rounds was double AWPs. So if that's something we want to see from Liquid, it might not come out in the next round of play. It won't even be possible for OC unless it gets dropped. And oh,
bam.
Yeah, Naf's being dropped. The rifle into the hands of the aforementioned AWPer.
Grim could be victim to that Yakinda P250, the perfect weapon to finish off that low HP. Oh, just safe from the nade, but during the obscured view, JT's caught. OC, he scavenges away Naf's rifle and puts it to good use.
If they go and knock on the door of A right now, Nitro, well, this is a rifle that can be picked up here.
Yeah, and just a whole lot of info.
This round's scary. Nitro just blocked A. Right, this is what I was bringing up here. He still had a smoke, so he's blocked A, and this is going to buy 20 seconds for Liquid to find out where they are. Rotate across the map, now put these two rifles in better positions. This is not the way you'd want things to close down if you're Complexity.
I mean, they don't know it, right? But dropping down and charging into that B bomb site, they have no
way of knowing.
Way of knowing. There's no one willing to take that gamble. I mean, yeah, Grim's got low HP. He's likely going to go first. Okay, it feels like they're running into the trap. Floppy, maybe he can get some more investigations. They are still running in. Yakinda with that AK he found. He's got armor behind it. Don't forget OC, still ready. Does deliver the first. It's falling apart. Elige delivers.
20 seconds.
Not like this. Complexity does shut it down, and they will extend and play out another round, but doing it the hard way.
Yeah, right. Going into the stack and still converting the round. So the pressure moment starting to build here, but it is just 5 rounds. Just the 5 rounds required here to get us into OT. Now, that was just a Liquid partial with a save rifle. Now the full guns will come out. It's going to be M4s aplenty. 4 silenced M4s. And Naf's going to be the man rocking the A4. Diffuse kits. I'm not seeing any of those right here. So there are the problems I was talking about, right? There is a buy. It's just not the best of. The util, it's there. But if we find ourselves in another post plant, maybe just another Liquid save here. 5 kills. That's all that separates them from getting that one done. Maybe starting to feel the heat right now.
Almost definitely. Cool lineup from Halzak from that T-stairs position to get Floppy in and call a main clear. I think they have to call Fountain clear.
Liquid are expecting a B again, right? They started 3 players B side again. Ooh, Elige and Yakinda. Okay, well, that could be that.
Yeah, it could be. It certainly could be. Awkward as hell right now. We got OC and Nitro to respond to this A hit. Molly will deny them, likely going to be peeking bricks. Floppy. Oh, actually, it's Halzak who connects. Nitro punished for taking a glance.
They're deep in the site here. Heaven push. OC's not ready for it. Blindsided by Floppy now.
Okay, what a recovery.
Remember, no kit. There has to be the save.
Yeah, well, you'd think so. You certainly would think so. Alicia's having a little bit of an investigation, but I think the hard parts are being done. Chill your beans, Floppy. That's enough. They're coming. Util doesn't do too much. Still bomb, about half gone. Looking for it. Liquid hitting the shots. Getting uncomfortable now. It has to be Halzak. He needs one. And they're coming from 2 different elevations. They have the smoke, but Halzak hits it. Okay, 2 from Halzak. Still not enough time for Yakinda. He has to concede, but they do make it costly. As an 11th is secured, and we talked about that run. This will be their 4th in a row.
Yeah, that highlighted smoke right there could have made a big difference, couldn't it?
True.
So that type of a round, it feels like Liquid are playing that as if they're not in the position that they just need one more round to win.
I'm with you. Like, as in, like, it almost implies they're feeling like pressure.
Well, because now it's another partial, right? So another partial buy here from Liquid, which means Complexity maybe get up to 12. Then we see the guns come out again. And I had that conversation about the AWPs, where are they at?
And how many was it? Was it 3 alive? Like, you could have had a pretty valid attempt into this
You
one.
could have bought this round.
Yeah.
If 3 people stayed alive, they could have dropped down 4s. They could have bought.
Okay, well, it's getting closer than it perhaps should. Certainly in Liquid's mind.
And that's backed up more so because I just spoke about how many silenced M4s they had in the previous. 4 out of the 5. So it definitely could have dropped. But
playing with fire here.
They're rocking this same situation again. 4B on the stack and just 1 player lingering mid or A.
The criminally undercleared corner. And understandably so. You can see Naf with his snub-nosed pistol. Hoping to be overlooked. Oh, diligent stuff from JT, maybe. You have to get right in the corner to clear that. It doesn't look like they're going to. Oh, the temptation from Naf. The temptation. They're not going to clear him. Two backs are turned, and this is really falling apart now. 3 in a row, 3 consecutive frags. And a nice one through the smoke. Halzak still doesn't get the gift of a kill. Tags up OC. A leg shot through the smoke. They've lost the bomb. And it seems they may have lost the map to this limited buy. Yes, Nitro, the solo A player, goes down, and Fang can go round the world for the rest, but with 35 seconds.
He's got to get a move on. I have to say this fight needs to be more brazen, be heads up. Do you want to win the round or do you want the kill?
God damn, he's taking his time. 25. And already Yakinda's going to be locking him to try and once again take these duels slowly. Yeah, there you go. Fang's gone, and it seems like the hopes of Complexity forging this comeback will join them. 16 is found. Took a little longer than they would have liked, but Liquid, they will take their map pick. And Complexity going to be having to have a bit of a team talk in preparation for Overpass, as they've got to win their pick to survive here at the Blast TV Major.
our first time Royal Arena, playing in 2017. We want to win the first time on Danish home soil. Device is sick. We have to play with Dennis as a stand-in. I don't sleep 1 second the whole night. I didn't even understand. I remember me 5 in the morning, going outside, going for a run. I was like, what is going on? Why can't I sleep? And then I go back, I try to sleep. My heart is pumping. I'm like, why did I do that? Why didn't I even go for a run? We go to the venue the next day, and I see the makeup artist, and I'm like, you gotta help me. I didn't sleep the whole night. We somehow managed to get to the grand final. Everyone is really happy, and we're 9-0 up on third map. And
Easy.
somehow we managed to lose that. We were 9-0 up on T-side catch. I'm never going to watch that game back. Never ever in my life.
Hello, fellow human beings. How are you doing?
Hopefully. Or maybe there's some dogs that are watching the screen right now.
I've seen
You're a good boy.
Yeah, good boy. Someone really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Someone
hopefully.
hated that as well. But I did see a dog that really liked Ariana Grande. You see that?
Ah, yes.
Have you seen it?
No.
They just put it on the TV and he straight up goes, watches, howls, loves it.
Loves it.
Yeah. I wish I had a dog.
Well, Alex, we asked people if they were loving this.
You said to start general. Was that too general?
Yeah, well, you know, how's that local sports team in the weather lately?
Oh, yes.
We could be that general.
Yeah.
But no, we asked people to use the hashtag BlastTV Major. Now, someone used the hashtag Blast Paris Major. They were close.
You tried.
But we didn't have too many people tweeting us. But if you want to get activated on Twitter, you definitely can. But Ashen says, the matchups are great, but I love you guys. Now, that was the only one we got. I don't want the self-fellatio. I would prefer something that's a little bit more...
Well, I'll check my tweeter. Hang on.
Your tweeter?
Yeah, I have to be
Is that the
very
new
careful.
name for it?
There's glass on my screen now, and I'm just terrified of having...
We need a GoFundMe to get Alex a new phone, I
Yeah,
think,
so I'm
everybody.
kind of using the bottom half of my phone exclusively.
What have you got? What's the action there?
I've just got Owner Pixel asking me to say funny words.
Funny words.
He likes it because he's like the puppet master.
Yeah.
Oh, he just tells me what words to slip into the broadcast.
Well, we may make him some deals in the future. Maybe he's going to start sending us some subs.
Yeah, or I give him words. Like, let me see you appropriately use.
Give him some German.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, that's not German.
I'll give you a German one. I think there's actually a German version of that one. How about, I can't think of a single complex German word. Wait. Entschuldigung.
Scherzo. Anyway, as well, if you want to check out all the action on Blast.tv, both streams are available. I'm taking a look right now what Connor and Launders are up to. They have the FaZe vs. Fours game, which could be a bit of a banger.
Who have you got on that one? You got Fazzy?
I do have FaZe, but Zorti right now is an absolute monster. Here it is, a bit of a B-stream update for you. You can see them getting into round number 3, isn't it, though?
Yeah, and Zorti, I mean, isn't he the highest rated player right now in the
Yes, yeah, he's been a beast. I think Shelfie as well. I talked to some of the other players around there. I was like, yeah, Shelfie, he's a bit of of a monster. So, this Fours team is definitely getting a lot of excitement. And this is a qualification match to the Legends stage, whereas our one we got right here is an elimination match. So maybe we should turn our attention to Complexity versus Liquid, which will be going down on the same map as you were just seeing there, Overpass. Complexity might need a talk or two before they get into map number 2.
Okay. When you think about... Hey, he's fraternizing with the enemy.
He was in their ranks.
Doing a bit of research, a little bit of espionage
Map
there from
2,
Alish.
they think I'm one of the team.
Yeah, they still haven't noticed me in my Liquid jersey. But, I mean, yes, the pressure's on Cole, right? I mean, if we were to frame this is their map pick now, and they have to treat it in the same way Liquid did, because they just got out of the gates, sprinting, and it's a must-win game for Liquid. Obviously, it's a must-win game for both of these teams, but in terms of expectations, Cole, they have that slight edge in the sense that not many of the community expected them to be able to trifle with Liquid. I think that changed when we saw the Liquid attending.
Sure, I see what you're saying there. I think for Liquid, with what we're talking about for that side of the server, is that if this team was to get eliminated here and not even make it to that Legend stage, there might be changes for this roster coming in the near future. And I don't expect it like in the next event. We know those are going to be taking place in America, so I'm sure Liquid would love to be together for those. But, we've got CS2 coming, we've got the player break not too far away. This is the only major for the entire year of 2023. But as we look at Overpass and we look at all the changes that Liquid have made in the run into this event, we're seeing so many different setups that they have available, the way that they're approaching some of these maps. It feels like Alish and Nitro are together a lot more. It feels like Yakinda and Naf are together quite a lot of the time. I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out on Overpass, because the last time we saw them play this was back at Pro League. That was back in, how did the months go? January, February, March? That's the one. March was the one I was against ATK, and they were able to scoop that one up 16-7. So I guess it's confidence for Complexity of why they've decided to take this one here to Overpass. I thought maybe they'd want to try and trifle with a little bit of nuke, considering how Liquid's nuke can look, but also I would say that Complexity's nuke can also be somewhat rough around the edges there. So look, this is the classic, the cliche, but AWPers really do have a very big say on the tone of the map for Overpass, right? Because if your OCs and your Houndzerks on opposite sides of the server are able to find a lot of traction, opening picks can be very, very key. You know, the longer sidelines, that's all the generic stuff, but the AWPers really do have a lot to say. And the other key component, especially on the CT sides, is your bathroom riflers, right? They basically get their own liberties to hang around, aim at if you want to do it in the fashion of rain. So keeping our eyes on the A packs, right? The AWP and that rifler, that's going to set the tones of how, especially Liquid, who will be starting on the CT side, are going to be approaching this map.
Yeah, and How's, of course, highest rated player of Complexity in that first map and so far in their games. If anyone is listening Norwegian, I want a fact checker on my pronunciation, because his name, it looks like I would pronounce it Hack-On. Like his first name is Hack-On. I feel like there's some wordplay to be done here, but I just need to make sure I'm not butchering it. So how does a Norwegian say Hack-On Figier? I'm making it sound Italian.
A lovely picture of his family. They were like supporting him and stuff. How's it? Because it is his first major here. So maybe if they have Twitter and they're watching, or maybe a family member could they?
Is it really his first major?
Yeah.
He's been around the block though. You know, Dignitas.
Well, that's the thing. Dignitas. Dignitas were Imperial before Imperial.
Very well done.
Using names to sell jerseys.
Yeah.
Isn't it a fun one there? But second major for JT, third for Grim, second for Fang, second for Floppy, first for Halzerk. On the other side, you've got 12 for Nitro and Alish. You've got 10 for Naf, 4 for Yakinda, which also seems criminal considering how much we love watching this guy on our screen. Quite the personality. Also a big fragger, and OC at his third. So that's the numbers. And that's I guess, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot about this matchup, does it? No, it just tells you about their major history.
It doesn't, but I also, I mean, Yakinda, you say how much we enjoy having him on our screens. I also enjoy the way in which he gives his interviews. It has sure gotten him into some hot water in the past.
Well, people love quoting it against him, don't they? But at least he says something.
But that's it. I mean, you know, which one would you rather have? You know, a player that just keeps all of his cards so close to his chest that they have no personality, which actually Yakinda's old team kind of fell victim to. Or, you know, you'd go out there, you put yourself out there, you present, I mean, a curated, honest version of what's
it's their perspective
down. Like, for example, this quote: "We all feel pretty confident because this was our first complete boot camp where we could work on maps and get ready." If that's true, Liquid's first, like, and when he says complete, as in, I guess he felt like it was an actual satisfactory,
good use of time.
And then you come in and you get blown out to the point where you've got to win 3 best of 3s consecutively to survive at the Challenger stage. And I will remind you that, you know, though this is, of course, a part of the major stickers in game, the top 16 in many players' minds is where you can claim I was in the top 16 of the major. That feels like an achievement in itself, and one of these teams is not going to be able to say that at the end of, well, this map or this series.
Yeah, definitely so. We can explore that a little bit later, but let's get our teeth into this pistol round.
Yeehaw!
4 players in connector here for Complexity, and I will say that they always are known, especially JT, for geeky utility. And this is a map where his flashes need to be impeccable. T-side dual Berettas for Halzerk is something outside of the box here, but JT with a smoke and a flash, true to his name. As OC from Divider is going to get a shock here because they've actually picked the perfect timing. They're so much closer than he expects, Alex.
Oh, right.
So much closer than he expects.
He is about to get a rude awakening as Naf does fire off a good shot, and so does the entire force. OC beheads another. Fang done. And it's only Floppy for 1 in the rebuttal. This one's already set in stone. This is locked, and indeed, Liquid loaded to find another pistol round. Now, I will remind you that winning pistols wasn't necessarily an immediate correlation for Liquid yesterday up against Fluxo. Have I got that wrong?
They got the first 4.
That's
and
right.
Lost a lot. It was Fluxo who was struggling with the pistols.
Yeah, but exactly in that sense, you know, Liquid were winning pistols and not winning maps.
Yes,
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Well, that in itself is very true. I thought OC was going to get overrun here. Lucky that Naf was hanging about to make things a little bit easier on him here.
All right, the sleeves are going up for this one, Chad. I reckon we're going 3. Let's see.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're done in 2.
I know you are. I know you do. But I'm here. I'm flying my Complexity flag. I'm practically American. I call football soccer now.
Oh, okay. We've lost him, have we, everybody? I'm sorry about this. I apologize. I know the majority of our viewers are European.
No, for sure, dude. I love soccer. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, no, I'd like to apologize to everyone that may have offended. Floppy looking to, well, actually go for a little bit of early control. He's got himself out the short pipe, and no one's going to be housekeeping short.
Look at this monster push, though, from Liquid, right? On an anti-eco, or an anti-force, the terminology, I suppose, needs to get updated with the times.
Do you clear Floppy, though? I mean,
yes.
Oh, sorry, I thought he'd be in the corner. That's the end of that, and this is going down about as well as it could have for Colt.
But look how trapped they are. Look how small the map just got. One of the biggest maps. Look how tiny it looks on that radar. They can't go back. They can only really go forward, and that's going to be into 3 players. OC towards long, Elige in the bathrooms, and Yakinda helping out where he can. Oh, they found a bit of a gap into a bottle of flames.
Yay.
I wonder if Nitro comes down behind them here.
I mean, I feel like
he wants to.
The kind of game he's having, yeah, he could stop there, but he's not going to.
No, and he might get a couple kills.
Hate, murder, destruction.
Oh, JT.
Yeah, he hits it, but Naf is immediately there to finish off what his captain started. Maybe there's something to be said here about Grim's gap onto Naf. I assume he's going to clear his right-hand side diligently. He does deliver. Costs him half his health. But Grim through, and Halzerk bringing that bomber through. If they can find Elige, we're cooking with something. Halzerk's been heard, they know where you are, and Elige does not let up. So, Liquid, a nice start. 2-0 to get started. And, I mean, this is kind of reminiscent of how that defense on Anubis was going in terms of Complexity. Not too many frags in that department. We've got 3 so far across these opening 2. It's better than Anubis.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
We'll give them that much.
I think it was the first 5 where they really didn't get much going in that department.
If you're Liquid there, you only lost 2 MP9s. So it's all good. You know,
no complaint.
And Nitro doesn't even need a gun. He's just going to rock and roll with a Tech 9 here, understanding what the buy situation is going to be looking like. I was just taking a quick scroll back and having a look at... Oh,
it might work.
Stack nades? Maybe. Nope. Dodged.
Chuck tester.
Duck, dive, dodge, and dead. That's the name of it.
So is Nitro.
Sorry, boss.
Yo.
Relatively costly now. Rather TK and then an M4 if he grabs another. Pretty good round, considering the investment here.
Oh, yeah. It could have been even spicier, but it's all fine. No stress, 3 alive, and actually Naf with 3. Make it 4 kills if you include Nitro's skull that he broke.
Halzerk can't afford the AWP here, but he's going to bring out the Kree. So he's going to bring a scope into the first rifle round, but taking care of business are Liquid. And Naf, he's not going to be feeling too bad about that one. That's just sometimes how she unfolds. Now, OC will get his AWP out on the other side of the server. Let's see how Complexity want to go on here. So Floppy and JD to try and open up some space towards B. The extinguish from Fang to get him some space in towards the playground quickly. Grim in the connector position. 2-1-2 split right now as Yakinda flashed off. Back on the head of Naf here, looking for a fight towards Connector, and you can see this is on a bit of a time delay.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to see, you know, the Liquid roster having such a targetable overpass when you consider how beautiful Yakinda's ex-team Outsiders, now VP, played it. You know, they have such a thorough approach for it in terms of regaining map control, and you can see the Liquid have certainly started to embody some of those similar traits. Oh, sound, yeah, that's Grim burning down Lil in the underpass, but nothing particularly substantial. 5 of these one-shot headshots. Going to start maneuvering into the final push, but the bomb is monster side. So with all of this control banana, a re-smoke monster, OC's going looking, and he has a lot of support behind him. Oh, misses the shot. Fang aware. And they want to try and force the issue, but he has so much support. You can see how confident he is. They're coming for you. And OC will get one, gets away. Eye back to the scope for more. Oh, a JT. Yeah, that's an easy collection. It gets so clean for Liquid. Only the one casualty. Mission accomplished. Daps happy with that one. A subtle clenching of the fist to celebrate as Liquid remain undefeated here as they look for that 2-0.
Yeah, nicely handled round right there. You force them to take the standard map control, use their util, be diligent with it on that T side. At about the minute mark, you go for a re-aggress to see where you can find them, make it more jarring. They have to react to your presence, and they weren't able to topple that A defense whatsoever. So a fantastic start for Liquid here, and I'm sure they would love, for the confidence sake, to get this one done 2-0. Right, start to make your life a little bit easier, because they'll still need to win one more best of 3 tomorrow if they have any hopes of making it towards that legend stage. OC looks to be overrun here. Needs to be very careful.
Get out of there. Get out of there. It's very close. Squeaky bump time. Yeah, he's actually gotten away.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, the Molly is channeling them into his scope now as he's got the support. Nitro will catch Grim with the lick of the flame. And this one's going to be resulting in the same. Elige puts the bomb on the ground. Hawkon, by the way, is how we call him.
Okay.
Still a gangster name, and yeah, Fang burnt down and still hits a cracker. Hey, forces OC on the rebuy. JT's dig certainly could have one in it, but Naf goes looking and on fire indeed. Liquid on fire. Somewhat of an oxymoron. And Complexity probably feeling a little moronic themselves as they find themselves on their map pick, yet to find a single threatening round.
Yeah, I'm going through, I'm looking at the CT setup. It's just the same for Liquid. This is one where they haven't changed an awful lot here. So I guess this is a map where it's a little bit more difficult. When I spoke about the rigidity of like the AWP traditionally being an A and then having a strong rifler, I think you'd only chop and change maybe Elige or Yakinda in that position. Yeah. But I think Yakinda likes the fact that he gets to be the rotator, right? He gets to pick his poison. He can be that third A player. He can go and start B and help them out and do the different boosts and setups here. And here's the boost again. So haven't been able to find the success through this just yet.
Well, you can see how multifaceted that boost is. You can hold the edge of the smoke, you can hold the door if it's naded off like that. Yakinda the one to throw it out, smoke's up for now.
I think he was hoping to get that through the door because it was already open because that smoke came through. So maybe not hitting his lines perfectly just there, Yakinda. But again, this is very par for the course. Maybe you haven't watched a lot of overpass, but the T's need to buy this map control back off of the CTs. Well, they spawn in a bomb site, essentially, and then they push up aggressive A. They lock down the B site, which is the earliest target for the T's. It's the quicker of the two sites that they'll be able to get into. And, well, that opens us up to a lot of different options and all different looks. But this is one of the maps where the transitional defense is still very key, right? You need to show yourself forward a little bit on the CT side, whether or not there's too much bite behind that as we bark into B.
Yeah, JT. Nitro on barrels, it's Yakinda. He seems to be in the right place every time now. Naf to be tested, it's good from JT. Can't find the multi, neither can Naf. Nitro's still here, they're looking for him. Does get away with one.
Just delay now.
Yeah, he's done great. Liquid with the advantage. If they could just find Nitro in the smoke. Bang spray, shy, and Nitro will take the double. This is, oh, it's not pretty. It is not pretty. Felt like Complexity had the best chance so far in getting into that bomb site, but yeah, just traded out. 6 for Liquid, still untouched, unscathed.
Yeah, really good stuff from Nitro there, has to be said. Just staying alive in that position, right? It's buying a lot of time for his teammates to get in there to make sure even if he does go down without a kill, he's bought that time for that rotation, those trades possible, but even gets some work done on his own. So really good stuff there. And double AWPs is Liquid's 7th round of play here. So this is curious. Yakinda with the big green, OC the same. This is potentially an unraveling moment for Complexity here because they could walk into AWPs across the map.
Yeah, 3-2 split to start off this defense.
Oh, look at this.
He's got something cooking. A double AWP, and Yakinda's the one to try and
They're trying to contact.
connect with the Zoom banger. Yeah, contact, not the play. Weren't expecting an AWP to be posted. It's a great call from Yakinda, and he could even find more. He's already put Floppy in an early grave, and more around the corner as well. Fang and Halzak now have to pause. JT covered by Nitro, and that's a chance, and he still hits the shot. Yakinda nearly 3. Fang giving it a go. Grim distracts. Fang ahead. Still can't get through Nitro. Feels like he's locking it down here. Delivering. As, well, he does get caught by the spray. 1 versus 4 for Grim against his old team. You see Bomb under OC's watch and purview.
It's just so difficult to even consider this for Grim. There's another smoke on a Liege here that they can lob out towards Monster at any time. This is a really standard defense. I used to see this a lot from Cloud9 with Nafany playing the position that Naf finds himself. Then you have the likes of...
Oh my god, maybe Nafany was just a huge Naf fan.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know why.
That was Nat Fanny.
You missed what I did.
Oh, sorry.
You said as a big Naf fan, and I said I don't know why.
Oh. Wow, actually.
We've done something there.
We did something.
We did something
I enjoyed
there.
it. I got a little bit of a dopamine release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I don't know if...
Not much more.
They're not giving us a lot, are they, Complexity?
No.
Halzak's got 0 kills. 2 for JT, 2 for Floppy, 3 for Fang, 4 for Grim. And Grim is, well, maybe the perfect word for this right now.
Yeah, a grim miss for sure. Oosh. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get locked out like this. It's a horrible feeling. Like they haven't done better than 2 frags across these 7 rounds.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Normally in these scenarios, I'm happy to give teams the benefit of the doubt if rounds are close or maybe they're just losing, and there's a couple of scenarios where they're keeping the money in check, but they're not doing that. They're not keeping the money in check. Naf has 7k, Elige has 7.6, OC has 9.2. That's after a full buy. Nitro has residual of a little bit as same as Yakinda. So it's not even like Complexity have them in a breaking point. What would have to happen is Complexity going to take a partial behind this Grim saved AK. Then they move into the next gun round. They need to make sure that they can, string 2, potentially 3 rounds together if they want to break them. Then they can have a really good T-half. 4 or 5 become even possible at that point. And hey, who knows just how deep this one could run. But it will be light investments off the back of that timeout around this AK to try and make the most of it. You may as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, nothing else is sticking, Let's try and facilitate Grim to have a pop-off. And the money is getting a little out of hand now for Liquid. Those survival we talked about, the absence of frags from Cole has meant those coffers have been swelling.
One of the other problems with last round is essentially, and we didn't need to highlight it because it didn't matter, but Liquid had 4B as that fire was coming the entire time. OC was heaven, either just before or after that first Yakinda AWP kill came in. So they were all there ready to deal with that.
And it's going to happen again.
Yeah. Look at Elige.
They've got 4 here. I mean, and this is such a luxury. So many teams, if you get the right reads, you can have 4 in the right place. Maybe Nitro. No, never mind. It's Naflight. I thought he was in trouble. So did he. Flashed off, spraying in panic, but Naf's got his captain safe and sound. There's all of the potency in this one. Fading away. Bullet by bullet, frag by frag. JT's Deagle. Just hanging out, popping on a wash.
When you start games in a hole like this, even on maps that are heavily sided, right? It's like twice in a row, you've got no momentum, you've got no steam, you've got nothing to get excited about. That you have to hope to have another comeback into the game. You don't have an opening pick at all. You don't have a single opening kill.
Timeout again? Oh, what's that going to achieve at this point? TC is probably feeling equally as helpless. Because it is, yeah, I mean, as we've been highlighting, it is not to do necessarily with any sort of like misexecutions or mismanagement. You're just, at this point, running into the meat grinder round after round. If you can't get through Nitro, then Naf is there. If you do get through Nafly, you've got your Yakinda to deal with, and yeah. They're just being outplayed on an individual basis at this point in time. Thought overpass was the one. Thought it was the gap. Thought it was the gap in the armor where they could perhaps hit their shank and... Ooh, JT's got an opener, Chad. That is the first for Complexity.
All right, let me make a note.
Please.
1.
Well, the advantage is short-lived.
But we can turn 1 for Halzerk as well. If he can get a kill on his AWP, we'd love to see him online. I spoke about the importance of the AWPers, but right now we got the Riflers as Liege is going to take down Grim and Connector. Another body hits the deck, and now it's a 2-on-4. Another helpless round here.
Yeah, and Liege, I mean, he doesn't need to go looking towards Party, but the temptation may get the better of him. But they've got full info. They've pushed Monster. They know nothing's short side. So really, OC, he's just going to be jumping to confirm their suspicions. Trying to do so safely. Obviously, you don't want to be exposed to Halzerk's post here. The
biggest issue with this right now is Nitro's pushed out the B side, so the A will get wrapped on regardless. Liege can come up connector behind them at any point. OC can give up the site. All he needs to do is make the signal. Hey guys, they're here.
Yep.
Now this rotation over. 2 from bank side, or CT side, then 2 on the flank. They're pinned in. They're locked in.
Should be no way they get out of this one. 2 versus 4, and yeah, even Halzerk's unable to plant. He actually hits the shot onto a lead, but brought down to 10 HP. Has another go at it. Nitro long, so won't be able to dispute the plant. See, known to be bank. It's going to fall to Floppy eventually, but they're not ready for long. They're not ready for long. Taking this space is good, though. Halzerk's hit another shot onto Naf. Can Floppy convert this 2 versus 4? Already on the defuse, the answer's no. 9, continuing their streak. Liquid rack up another, well handled in the final close.
At least there was a question. There was a question for a moment.
We weren't 100% certain.
You know what else is happening, Alex? Up next on our little B stream right here, we got Apex versus Pain.
I still don't know which way to slice that one. I'm a bit of a Pain fan. I like the individuals of Pain.
I love Big Yazera's story as well, of picking a... Yeah.
And Zevi as well. Frustrations, apparent and understandable, considering what's at stake here. You know, you packed your suitcase for 2 weeks, but you've only worn a couple of those gaming jerseys before it's unnecessary. And look at this forward position. Floppy's done well into the side, but OC keeps it level. That's 2 now. Can we see Cole? Breaking down, Grim, ouch, Nade will finish him off. It's Elise with a top spin Pokeball to the face. And Fang, next victim, just straight into Alicia's scope, M4. They might consider it clear after that one. Hiding out in the depths of Graffiti.
Another 2-on-4 situation here with the bomb at T-spawn.
Yeah. And the 2-man push, a bit of a role reversal now, as the CTs are pushing Monster, and they're flashing through for the double peak. It gets so easy for Liquid. You can see, I mean, they're not celebrating a 10-0 right now. It's just like I told you, they've clocked in. They're at the office, and they need to win 3 best-of-3s back-to-back.
I don't think there'll be any celebrations until, or if they win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because this one here already feels like a foregone conclusion. Is going to continue to go that way, isn't it? Liege is looking tidy, and this is always a fun fact. Yeah, and OC still trying to bring that hype. Everybody else, hey, maybe he'll break through one day.
Maybe after the 3rd best-of-3.
Someone else might celebrate his 2nd time out for Complexity now.
I mean, there are players on this roster that are indisputably legends, you know, and yet legend stage could very well elude them. Complexity, however, don't seem to be in a position to disrupt the Liquid run.
We've had some more people get involved on the Twitter sphere.
They tweeted me their good boy. Like they
had a papa.
Very happy-looking border collie of some description. A real cutie.
So Bumbo says, I feel like if Liquid can make it out of the Challenger stage, they can make playoffs. Definitely up for conversation, I think. They can warm into the tournament for sure.
I mean, if you kind of get it out of the way, yeah.
Look at this change, right? So they've dealt with the B plays time and time again. Now they're playing a 3-man A start. So they have actually OC's AWP down in connector. Now they have Yakinda and Elise ready to bop with the AK. Spams away. Won't find the kill, but OC here in connector to try and help him out. And then if they try and go long, they'll have to go into Elysia Tree.
It's actually not a bad call to back away from this completely. But obviously, as time passes and as no action is found, it seems Yakinda's already starting to get a bit...
They come in connector on this.
Yeah, well, OC would be screwed. He hasn't revealed himself. They don't know it's an AWP down here.
Oh.
That's not ideal.
I think it was hurt. He's still not turning around. OC.
OC's getting hunted.
Oh me, oh my.
And Fang hits the scout shot. Okay, Elise down. OC does need to get out, and he will. Oh my god! He just goes back in for another. A double dip, loses the AWP, takes Floppy out. Some weapons in play. And Yakinda a forward position. They may overlook this. The Latvian can pull home the 11th for Liquid in a perfect gap. He's thread the needle. Oh, and desks will be slammed. As Halzerk with a nade in his hand from behind. Grim, the next one. And oh, he just about turns around in time.
2-on-2. Rotate down, connected towards B here. It looks like it's just going to be Nitro to deal with on the site. He's actually just smoked offshore at 17 seconds. Run through, I dare you, as the miss the molly. Everybody's dead. Come on in, he says.
Oh, no.
The water's warm. Nitro with the double.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's 11 now for Liquid.
Yeah, they got 16k practically after that one. It's one-way traffic. It certainly is. No way in for complexity. We've had 116-0. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I've ruined it.
You did.
I'm sorry.
You did. But that's all right.
Just was a slip of the tongue. Slip of the tongue.
Everyone has to get a blowout at the major. It's part of the law. Everyone needs to come and get blow. The story that you were talking about a little bit earlier. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I feel it.
I mean, it's great that we get to hear the players' frustrations because, you know, we can speculate, but it's apparent and it's been made clear.
Hard confirmed, isn't it? All right, well, if they can salvage 4, right? If they can salvage these next 4 rounds complexity, we can still have a conversation. The game's not over yet. This is the real last chance.
Yeah. They've got everything they need to make a round out of this. So you got Toilet's info through Ala Long. You're worried about Yakinda, knowing he could be pushed up, but he's everywhere. He's all over the place.
Omnipresent.
Yeah. And has been looking rather godlike. As Floppy's got Yakinda to deal with every time he's in the right position. This time a forward short pipe push. Onto Floppy. Nice timing on that smoke from Oshi. That will limit their options. He has support as well. And Salij actually going more aggressive than he needed to. Delivers onto Grim. Nitro needs 1 and does find JT. So a 2 versus 4 established as Halzerk is next victim. It's too easy for Captain America. Justin Coakley. Screen as white as mayonnaise as the 12th comes through. Depends if it's Belgian. Oh, you get a nice, that kind of yellow creamy.
That's true. Yeah.
As white as Hellman's. Be specific.
Brands now are coming out to play.
Or any other mayonnaise.
Yeah, whatever your preference is. 12-0.
A Dijonnaise, actually, is my preference. Those French know how to do it, too. But we've, I like the way you framed it, Chad, in sense of...
What, 12-0?
No, that 11-4 would have been a good scoreline.
Yeah, it's 12-3 is also okay.
All right, Chad. 14-1 is also okay. 15-15, it's good. Yeah, we'll see. Let's go. They've got 4B.
You know, no matter what happens, North America wins, so...
You're right. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Oh, God, look at the pre-aim. Nitro's already switched on. Forced to smoke, now they boost, and OC tested. Good kill from Fang. Despite the obscured view, he does contribute.
3 players here.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. It really is with these Tech 9s. I take it all back as Yakinda slices and dices. An ambush falls flat as the 13th does come through. Yeah, on fire for sure. They have been for the majority of this one as 13 rounds in a row. And the best complexity of Mustard is 3 kills in a round. Insufficient. Yeah, they're just... I mean, can we just call this one a straight out match? Like outgunned in terms of the individuals that are plugged into the server today?
It's crazy to see OC still getting upset with that death right there. It's like, bro, it's all right.
It's all cool.
It's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
You get to play another best of 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Potentially.
You're now going to go into a 2 to 3 minute break with what could either be a 14-1 or a 15-0 half.
Or a 13 to... Or a 14-1 for sure. Kinder, he's just mad. He's frustrated. He woke up seeing red today.
You have to be happy with this, though, if you're Liquid, right? I understand that it's against Complexity, but still, this is the best they've looked so far.
And I mean, I don't want to mischaracterize.
We had the Apex and Force games that they lost. Those were the best of ones that they lost.
But was Overpass, a quote-unquote punish pick for Cole? Like, were they trying to target a weakness? Not so much, actually. It's just one of their most successful maps.
Yeah, it's like they were comfortable, and I think if they were going for a weakness, at least of what we've seen recently, like, take Liquid to nuke and try and deal with them over there, but at the same time...
Oh, bro, I just looked at their Overpass. I think you've already said this, but yeah, like, in terms of the team's Complexity have been beating for their win percentage, it's all just, Imperial, MIBR, Pain.
Yeah, I also think with Complexity on Nuke, maybe I take that back. They lost to Pain 16-4 on it, right? That was the game that I feel where we lost all the steam. As 14-0, all 5 stay alive. And I think I'll do some maths at halftime. We'll add up all the kills of the Complexity boys and see how many they average per round throughout the game. It's really difficult to be even sad about Complexity getting eliminated here because of the fashion. Like, it's not like a gut-wrencher like Fluxo yesterday, who put up a really good fight against all odds. Complexity, we were giving more of a chance than what we were with Fluxo against the Liquid. Right. But yeah, at least Scrim's got a smile on his face. Look, I've been in matches like this before, at majors before, we just completely outclass. You're getting absolutely destroyed. There's nothing you can do. And at some point, you do just have to, I'm not saying accept defeat, but accept you're just getting owned.
Yeah.
You're just getting absolutely destroyed. Well, we already did have one 16-0. Maybe we get another here. Greyhound lost to Apex on Mirage 16-0. That was a rite of passage. Now, maybe it's Complexity's turn.
If anything, it's going to be a nice bit of a confidence booster that you got Misery out of the company.
This might be the first major where 2 16-0s have ever happened.
Yeah, potentially. Dead, course.
They're going to win this one.
What have you done, Chad?
It's not me, it's the poll.
You pollers. Look what you've done.
Blame the social media team. Boy, this is the bomb. This is the bomb. He's on his own. A lead through the stone.
Oh, they lost the bomb and they're nowhere near him. Okay, really awkward now. This is the best bet. And you King just hit the no-scope onto Fang. A one-on-one for pride, for honor. Can Halzak give him a round? Something to hold on to in our final round of the half. Elige dancing around a bit. 15. Liquid maintain it undefeated for an entire half of Counter-Strike. And we're going to take a break as Complexity 1 round away from elimination.
That's the first guess. I'll do one of my teammates. Let's do Brokey. See what we get.
Nico.
Alright, now I'm going Leash.
Let's try. He's older than Sortuan. Another European player.
He's been at more than 10 meters. Cool, Sarah, let's go continue and get this one. Nope.
I guess from my team, like Rain, Carrigan fit that narrative. I'll try for Rain, see what happens.
Yes, Cool Sarah only been at 9 meters.
Carrigan.
So he's from Europe. He's older than 32. Guys, we're going for Swedish legends or Polish legends now.
I think it might be Taz.
Nope, but it's one of the guys.
Yeah. I'm trying my best. Freiburg. No, he's 30.
I think Neo is playing with Taz, so it will be Pasha in that case. Okay, let's try Pasha beats. Yes, easy.
Let's go. I knew it, I don't know. I had a feeling.
That's so clever.
Pasha beats us on point. Lost it.
sussy start for Complexity, and they're looking to bring it back at 0 after the first half.
You want some more sad numbers?
Oh, have you got sad numbers?
Yeah, sad numbers. They only managed 4 opening kills in that first half, averaged 1.7 kills per round. And this is the best the mood in the Liquid camp has looked in a very long time. So thank you very much, Complexity. You've just given them the biggest confidence boost they could have hoped for.
Yeah, on your pick of Overpass. And you get nothing done on your attack. Now, let's not make no...
Actually, yeah, this is worse than getting 16-0 in a best of 1.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's middle ground. This is your choice.
This is like your best.
You've just made this a million times worse.
Oh, dear. Let's see. I mean, will we have a second? 16-0. Supposed to be a blue moon. To be clear, in competitive Counter-Strike, it is not supposed to... Look at the odds.
Jesus.
I haven't seen that before. And Elise puts Fang straight down. This could be it. JT rotating, scampering. Yakinda's going into an open B site. He might pull the plug on this. Look, he's going to call it clear. Do they commit? Are they committing?
They can still drop
You
back.
need to? It looks like they want to.
Oh!
JT is going to ruin our dreams of that 0 score line. 3 quick succession on the taps. He's got another one on him. Case alongside Nitro.
They're not going to clear this corner.
1, 2 is asking too much as Floppy gets him. It's only Yakinda.
Saw the elbow.
No, and there you go. A denial as they start their path into 15 consecutive rounds.
And honestly, at least now, they can say we didn't get 16-0.
Yes, they can.
So that right there is
It's an achievement.
the smallest of victories that you could possibly have hoped for in an elimination match at the Challenger stage of the Blast TV Paris Major. And there you go. There you go. Yeah, look, a lot of people might think that's a bit silly considering the circumstances, but...
It has to. You have to.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? You're going to go, oh, nice, boys, we're still going to lose.
Yeah.
You know, nice one, mate.
Exactly.
Here we go. As JT is mad. He is definitely going to put it all and leave it all on the server. Why not? You know, we talk about nothing to lose. Well, you cannot lose another round here. Complexity.
Yeah, the margin for error does not exist. 0.
Nada. Rien. La. Qu'est-ce que ça? Nitro's got on Fang. And that's all they'll have to celebrate in this one. Nice second from Halzak. Nitro going to hit a couple of bursts, but it's Halzak for a third. So, JT and Halzak combined. Good to see those guys managing to contribute. We are going to need every single member of Complexity to have rounds like that back to back to back to back, all the way back into a 15-15 scoreline. Now, Liquid are not going to get sweat on their brow for the entirety of this half. Right up until... What do you reckon? Yeah.
15-14, I would imagine.
14.
Yeah, at that point, then maybe, just maybe. But this is where Liquid will just take a very light investment, get the AKs out into the next. There's no stress here. There's no rush to... Well, you'd want to get it over as quick as possible, but take your time. Make sure you get the guns out. Make sure you just do this diligently. Don't let anything crazy happen. We did have an insane phase Vitality comeback, right? Vitality 14-1 down, first off of Anubis. This was a couple months ago now.
That's true. They got the one towards the bomb site, and they even got a frag as well. So you have a third for Complexity to boast. Thank you very much, JT. I'm still thinking about that pistol, of course.
And you were right. Like, Yakinda walking into the site and it was empty. They could have pulled the plug at any moment, then and been able to double back.
Do you think that there was probably a conversation of that happening, but they were just like, you know,
we can just win
they
this.
They were on the 15-0 mindset.
The confidence really helping them out there for sure.
Or to their detriment. I'm not saying anything, okay? I'm just saying that Liquid aren't, you know, the most stable team when it comes to the mental game.
It would be... I can't even.
You can't even? That's fine.
Even.
Let's not even.
Let's not even.
Let's not even. JT, another name.
He's evening right now.
Yeah.
Evening the odds.
What, the 20-1 odds?
Yeah, well,
bloody hell.
Maybe they're 17-1 now. Now Zerk. Isn't going to find anything down connector here. 3. Have found the open avenue up long. This little internal timer will start ticking for that of Fang, who will need to dip back towards the site and deal with this. Oh, actually the sound cue will help. So hearing the upper bathroom flash, it helps them understand just how far up in this transition they are. Bunch of smokes, bunch of flashes, some mollies to work with as well here. Halzak's AWP is starting to rear its ugly head up through connector, and hard clear for Yakinda here. Something he is ready for, and you can see the pre-aim.
Yeah.
So, you know where the AWP is now. Apply more pressure to A.
Yeah, they're going long, and I love this. Elige first in. Look at Grim. He's got his head on a swivel. Good flash. He does manage to maneuver away. It should still be good, as Kinder has just put his name in the feed thrice. As Nitro will put the cherry on top. Looks like it's all done. Unless... Yeah, no, denied as Nitro secures it. There you go. Business is certainly booming. Liquid, they'll take it in two. They'll take it convincingly in Complexity. They are going to have a very quiet bus ride home to the hotel, head in hand, as their journey ends here in this domestic derby. There was expectations for perhaps a little bit more of a volatile scoreline. Perhaps we see
both maps were blowouts. Both maps are blowouts. You consider how that first map started 12-3 first half for Liquid, second map 15-0 on their map choice, as you so astutely pointed out. I think the fact that they got so absolutely dominated in that second map has actually probably lifted the mood in the camp for now for Complexity until they sit down in a review and they talk about it. But when you get that owned, when you get that dismantled, you feel helpless. There's nothing you can do. Look, and at some point the acceptance came in that they were just getting brutalized. JT doing his best to put up a fight. They're going to be disappointed, that's no doubt. These are competitors. They're not here to lose. They're not here to mess about. They're here to get those dubs and see if they can make it through the next stage of play. But this is it. This is it for Halzok's first major. It comes to a close. And the rest of Complexity as well. Yeah, you mentioned a long bus ride home. I think it's going to be a long flight home to see what comes next for this team. And Banks trying to grab a loser interview here. I want to see who the willing victim is. It looks like JT is the man who's been thrown into this one and ready on the sidelines.
Yes, it took a little bit of time to get me a player to talk to. JT, thank you very much for giving me the chance to talk to you. I know this one's going to sting and I know this one's going to suck, but at least getting that last round, is there a positive in there? There was still some smiles and some cheers from you at the end of that.
I think none of us have been 16-0 before, so we're just like, we have to win this next round. This is like basically like the major finals for us, just this next round. So yeah, just happy we didn't get 16-0. And besides that, I mean, we just played like shit, and it is what it is.
And when it comes to that, though, both games started off so slowly. You weren't able to get things going, and this is against the Liquid that I would say has not shown their best strength so far at this tournament. When it comes to playing against them, is this a mental block from you guys? What was missing? What was not getting going?
I mean, honestly, everything was going wrong. We're losing all our duels. Teamwork was off. Like our reads are off. So I think just I can't pinpoint on anything. I think just everything was going wrong for us, and they were playing really well.
When I spoke to you guys about this before, I spoke to you about it, Grim, in the pre-match interview as well. How do you build yourselves out of a situation like this when it's going wrong? You had this against Pain. You've had this in the past as well. There needs to be someone that can fire this back up or reset you guys.
I mean, it's difficult. We have to just take tack pauses and decide what we want to do and decide what we want to fix. But that thing with that as well is like obviously they can change what they're doing. So sometimes we try and fix it and it doesn't work, or I'm not sure. Honestly, I just try to take tack pauses, see what's going wrong, just try and fix things.
Well, it is the end of the road here at the major for you guys. Is there any final words you want to say?
Just hope they could win the next game. It's big for NA, and especially after that, if they lose the next game, it would be really disappointing.
So hopefully they go on forward. JT, thank you very much. We'll keep it moving. Back to you, Chad and Alex.
Thank you very much, Banks. Yeah, I like the way JT framed that, and as any good leader should at that point, you know, you sit there and go, well, none of us have been 16-0. What else can you say? You know,
it's a consolation.
To rally the troops.
Yeah, right. People will be there in the future. It's somewhere which hopefully they never have to find themselves again. I just did the maths on this. So over the last 3 maps played, the Pain game where they got blown out of the water 16-4, and then the 2 maps we just saw here in this Liquid series, they averaged 6 rounds per map. So the last 3 maps, probably something that Complexity want to forget. Liquid, on the other hand, definitely do not want to forget this level of performance. Yukinda, Nitro, Elige, Naf, OC, everybody performing on point. And we're back with James for an interview with Nitro.
Well, Liquid do the dirty onto Complexity and dominate from start to finish. But I want to start by saying congratulations on the birth of your next child as well, mate. This is you're bouncing back at the right time.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Now, this looks very easy. This is like the Liquid we expected to see. But what made that so easy to play against Complexity?
Obviously, we had a really slow start. We all thought that we weren't going to have a slow start, but we did. And I think winning yesterday, like, oh my God, my throat is so dry.
So good.
Sorry. 1 second.
We're going to get him get a water. That's important. I want to be able to talk to him throughout all of this. Hydration, key to success throughout all of this as well. Especially after such a fast game, you know. You sweat out a bit more.
Yeah.
So, yes, you were saying slow start and then coming back into it. So what did this game do for you?
So once we had the win yesterday, it kind of gave us like a confidence boost coming into it. And we played a really good boot camp before this tournament, which is obviously why we were saying that we're confident in all the interviews and stuff. We're playing really cohesive, and we just had a really bad best of ones, and now that we're best of threes, we feel like a new team. We feel reinvigorated. So, and obviously the win yesterday kind of gave us that confidence boost, like I said. So we're just taking it match by match. We're 2-2 now, and we know that we have a good chance still. We believed the whole time that we had a good chance to win, even down 0-2. We understand that we still can. We're still in the tournament, so we're not like our heads aren't in our butts. Like we're still trying our best, and now we're 2-2. So now we really have a good chance to make it.
And I want to touch on OC as well. He seems to be playing better than we've ever seen him play. He seems to be playing with a huge amount of confidence. Is that something you've been working on?
Yeah, Daps and him and Yukender and me, I've been trying to boost his confidence here and there, watching some demos of different oppers, seeing what kind of style he really wants to have, and he's been having really good comms. He's been amazing in this tournament. He's been having really good comms, boosting the morale and stuff. So we're all super proud of how he's been playing, and it's been good lately. He's been having really good scrim results and all that stuff. So it's been good.
And you're very confident you're going to go make it and go all the way, because we all expect you to be in that situation now, one more game away.
Man, I'm not saying anything. No more confidence. I'm not saying anything, man. I'm not jinxing shite, okay? I'm not saying anything.
No jinxes. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Chad and Alex, back to you.
I mean,
No more confidence.
No, put it in the bin.
We're just here to play Counter-Strike.
Well, you want confidence? Check this one out. I was reading the interview Blast TV did with Naf, and right at the end of it, of course it's the headline, so I was digging to see the context of it. They asked him, like, you have to take it on a game-by-game basis. How exactly do you do that from this point? And his response was, immediately we went back to our room after that Fluxo game and instantly reviewed, asking ourselves, why the fuck are we doing these things that we're doing?
Yeah, it's a good question. Sometimes, yeah.
It is a good question. He just said we need to improve day by day, and I think it showed today up against Fluxo. Well, compound that with this complexity result is, it's not doom and gloom.
Trending upwards.
Yeah, but your glass is often half empty.
I like Liquid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Liquid can turn things around, right? It's all about this team's mental. That's all it comes down to here. The way that they work with each other and the way that they approach these matches, because what they can do as individuals, it was on display today. It has been on display for the majority of their careers. And if everything can click, if everything can work with this team, we know how good they can be. So I have confidence in Liquid. It's really going to depend on their matchup tomorrow, which is, well, going to be determined by the rest of the matchups we have today.
Yeah, talking about things clicking, I wish I had a lighter so I could click it up as we bring up. You have one?
No, just a pen.
I was going to say, you've got so much utility. He's got a big bag of goodies as well. He's got
everywhere.
Apart from a lighter. But yeah, so in remembrance of the teams that have already been eliminated, maybe we can bring up the graphic to summarize. It's only it feels like the game is, or rather the tournament has only just begun.
It's only day 3.
Day 3, and eliminated teams, that list is already full of, definitely some surprises, especially given the result just over on the OG Gamer Legion.
If you were going to power rank these in terms of most disappointing to see eliminated this early, it would start with Mouse, then OG, then Complexity, then Mongols, and then Fluxo, right? That would be the order here. So Mouse is the biggest loss we've had so far, and obviously you saw just how heartbroken they were yesterday. Really just not good enough at all. And OG today losing to Gamer Legion as well. So Gamer Legion have sent both of those names packing here. Liquid have sent home Complexity, and Fluxo and, well, Mongols, they got their ticket as well.
They gave it a good go.
They did.
It was a good game
against Monty, yeah.
It was competitive all the way, but yeah, you could see, and Mongols as well. It's becoming a recurring trend of this, close but no cigar.
Yeah.
It's when you want that little, you wanted to get that little extra out of a team, you can't help but feel like their regional locks and the ways in which they have to qualify, and it's not ideal in terms of eking out that little extra.
Yeah, when you talk about region, Mongols still have Greyhounds from the region still in the tournament, playing against NIP for a spot in the next stage. That'll be on the A stream coming up after the Phase 4's game, which is currently live. Blast.tv, you can check out all the
on to A, but we've got a lot of bodies here for fours, plus util, plus smoke spam, so the numbers continue to dwindle, but Brokey's Deagle finds a mark. Big kill on Zorte. No weapon to be picked back up, and Shalfie controls it all. Rain will offer another Deagle kill, a chance at his second, but then Krad comes through to close it. 5 in a row out of fours, finding themselves on fire, and yet still they're 7 rounds back.
Nice cosmetic victory here for Rain to get to 30 this early, that's for sure. But overall, yeah, the CT setups are looking solid right now for fours. Answers for everything. Not looking scared in the anti-ecos. And not looking uncomfortable even despite a couple of nice shots coming their direction. So what's the plan with Zorte? Because following him, I think it's always amounted to an opening duel. He's in the right site, at least. Right half of the map most of the time. expected of an early B. His opponent in Brokey over towards Playground. FaZe will show some respect, going for a real passive default, and Jerry wins his duel over Ops. Knows he's the lurker, of course, outside of B. But that's with short control and an important player down. There's just not enough information that comes along with that to know what the plan may be. But at a minute, it does put pressure on FaZe to move. Four still look like they can sense it. Not setting up any big flank in this position, but just enough bodies here. And Jerry on the op inside of B.
Low health to boot, and they're ahead of the smoke. Ooh, they're ahead of it. The pressure's there, but it just gets instantly alleviated. Jerry finds his mark. Brokey's now tagged. He can't get out, and Kerrigan's killed. Look at that, trying to press into the B site, thinking they had a chance, but just met by straight up duels.
And looking every bit as good as FaZe were on their CT rounds in terms of their protocols, all of their spams. You know, your B rotator in between that spam wall on CT is the guy who's outputting so much damage into connector. Fours are getting the exact same amount of unconfirmed damage or kills playing that spot. And the op, again, right place, right time. They've got to appreciate that in terms of Jerry's setups.
I like Jerry's rifle work from Shortwater as well. We've seen him stuff the T's when they're in there. We've seen this short pipe peek at the perfect moment, fall back and tuck behind sandbags when they do get monster control. It's just good decision making from Jerry, and on an individual level, bringing up the floor, right? I brought that up in the first half, trying to mention that this is a map where Jerry and Crad can deliver, and I feel like we're starting to see Jerry's strengths on the defense.
Yeah, and let's remember, this is FaZe with a pistol coming into this first half, 9 rounds in a row to go from 12 to 15, and now, and if Fours had won that, well, this game would actually be a whole hell of a lot closer.
A pistol round that was Rain's 8th round with a multi-kill, and his last multi-kill since. Rain slows down, dies in this one, and all of a sudden, FaZe stop winning rounds. But Shalfie's getting close. We've got an op on Brokey still, saved from that last round, so sure enough, he'll be the first point of contact. Gets tagged. Shelfie getting closer, gonna catch him as he tries to cross back. Op gets picked up, Shelfie doesn't want to die. Zorte, he would love to get in on this though. And so would Crad with the flank back around. That is all they need, that one's done. Fours have gotten to 10. First it was about respect, and we said once they got to 10, we'd start the discussion about overtime.
Absolutely, I mean, then Zorte, again, no questions for him here in the second half. Positionally, if it's his calls that are saying out of spawn, I want to do this, they've all been right. If it's Jerry setting him up, full credit to Jerry, but as a team, I don't think they care. It's just that, you know, the right amount of patience, good positioning. Shots are actually relatively easy across the half so far for Zorte, which is sort of like the best compliment you could give someone like Device throughout his career. He's always looked like someone who's just there in time, and that kind of positional dominance speaks to the reads, I think, right now. So, well, another buy comes in here. The op isn't really making a huge difference for FaZe. They're going to pick up a rifle on Brokey. They'll try again. Full strength on both teams, but now FaZe are sweating a little bit.
Double op between Zorte and Shalfie. Let's see it. Short water control quite instant out of FaZe. And we don't have Jerry down on this B site as previously seen.
Yeah. Fours actually do have some interesting bathroom setups with 3. Reinforcing B with this strong line from Zorte on short.
Valuable angle.
Creating tension, waiting for that one mistake or FaZe in Force. They never want to get out of the position. Oh, they missed a lurk smoke outside of Monster, so this will save them some time and utility to not have to re-clear this properly.
Jerry's getting active, not afraid to play for info right now. How long before Crad comes downstairs? Crad's actually going...
They know it's B now with Jerry in this spot.
Yeah, Crad's doubling back. For sure. Result, blind as a bat, can't see a thing. Rain's gone past him. Result between them is able to kill Rain back, but there comes Brokey off the short side. We've got a 2v2 to close it.
We gotta watch this flank.
Oh, the nade perfectly on top of Kerrigan. Brokey turns around and dies at the hands of Jerry, the in-game leader. Kerrigan, as he presses up past them towards Graffiti, now has a corner. The bomb is on the edge of it. No, it's planted behind, so he's foregone the control, but he could still catch them off. Galil in with a little bit of damage. Shalfie's looking to support, and there it is. A retake out of Force, and what was a completely blind Result, which could have been the end of him as Rain comes through. He's lucky enough that Rain goes by, and so he gets that instant trade frag.
Yeah, things definitely could have gotten a lot uglier. So hey, the retake comes in, kills come down. 11 rounds here for Force. Things certainly starting to heat up now. I mean, these are a couple of rounds where FaZe have not gone for those land fast calls to really show how much better they are than their opponents. They've gone for very passive, very safe and comfortable defaults to look for mistakes coming out of Force. Force have given them absolutely nothing on the re-aggressions, and all the other rounds Force have found opportunities to move forward with an aggressive play and start off the round 5v4. So, hey, it's still another bye. All of the bomb plant, but Zorte turns from the flash, turns back, no problem. IGL out.
That last bomb plant is the first in the 8 rounds that Force have streaked together. Jump into round 27, instant 5v4. Zorte leaves a mark on FaZe for this one, and Rain's toppled down to 42 health before he even sees a soul.
I'm feeling the fear of Zorte right now. I mean, none of these defaults are even clearing out bathrooms before taking it downstairs into B. They're either avoiding the problem entirely and playing full patient, hoping there's no push coming down, and then execing. Outside of that, I mean, nothing is very fast at all, so. Still one good entry.
Timing, right? You find Jerry on a cross, Result with the trade. Now his position's going to be known. He has support still from Shalfie, but a lot of pressure coming up. A lot of players pushing out. Crad is also here to help, but the smoke grenades let them get that much closer. Shalfie wants to slide just ever closer. Then the peek, the double kill. But the bomb plant, now they know. Brokey caught by Zorte.
Ooh.
Another plant on B, but another retake out of Force to keep this comeback coming.
No, I think they're respecting Zorte's aura a lot, and honestly, a lot of these B hits, well, they're getting shaved down before the attack comes in, so everything that Force want before the attack happens is working out for them. I'm not really feeling the strength of what we normally see out of FaZe on their T sides here in this game. The reverse is certainly true. The comeback is certainly real. And I don't think Force have to do much more innovation. Done a great job of conditioning their opponent. Zorte hasn't missed a shot in front of him. I think there's a lot of a trust between the 5 of them.
But man, was there a chance. That twists peek out short. You had Jerry dead and Result right there. That could have been the double kill with everybody ready to jump.
I'll say that's even with that kill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's with that kill. After Force already got an opener, that was something where they clasped their hands and thought, okay, now's our chance, and they still lost. We haven't seen FaZe do any A hits, man. No bathrooms control into. I think they're terrified of Zorte. I gotta be honest, and I don't think Brokey's an answer for him at the moment. But that's not like Kerrigan. Kerrigan is not the kind of caller to avoid your best player. He's the type of caller to condition your best player into being scared. And the best they've done so far is sort of work their way into playground. Never taking over balloons, never pushing up long, never even threatening a long flank into B to work on their attacks. I don't think feeling like they have... Oh, they missed that molly, man. That molly's so important. Even if there's no one there, it slows things down. they have to trust that this spot is free. If they use more utility, they're going to have more problems. It's getting a little sloppy. And that's major CS for you.
Krad's going to hear that movement towards connector. That's going to put Zorte back on this angle.
Oh, they're just re-jimmying the same strat.
You heard the door.
Yeah, he's ready for it.
But they're holding the angle, so if he peeks further back again, oh, he just takes Kerrigan down from the back. Third player in line. And Kerrigan gets clipped. Krad gets active. Finds timing. Doesn't finish off Rain, although puts him on the brink of death, and Krad just wastes no time getting back around those corners. He's going to hear this, the rumblings of a pushback from FaZe. Instant headshot onto Rain to just make sure he goes down, but a double back. They're going to move this into the B site with 18 seconds. Result looking to deliver. Concerned about Monster. Oh, Brokey with the AK entry. Result empty-handed. Robs is coming back. This is what they needed. They rock the boat back to B. And a grenade for Brokey takes him to 17. They've softened them up, but can they kill them? Shalfie up in heaven. Twists locks it in. Jerry getting closer to the graffiti wrap back. All they need is to finish them off with Shalfie up in heaven. He has to go graffiti. It's the double fake. Back to bathrooms, commit to B, and Shalfie now desperate at this point. They nearly line up. He taps away the first, and now these last two will just sulk back into their positions. FaZe absolutely tested on this T side, but they will close it when push comes to shove. 16-12 in the end.
Wow, they looked honestly a little bit fortunate at the end. It's a flexible call. They chase Krad up the stairs, who doesn't get that kill that was for him on a platter. But then after that, going back to B, that's such a Kerrigan moment. Either way, he had the individuals to carry him through that half. Obviously, we see that Force's CT side was every bit as good as theirs, but FaZe winning that second pistol was the difference.
Right, a second pistol that had that coveted Rain multi-kill just constantly throughout this series, being the bane of Force. However, I think that the fact we get that second half means we can look forward to the next one. Even if Nuke is more so favored to FaZe, the individuals on Force, and most notably Zorte, have shown up this evening.
That's the first guess. I'll do one of my teammates. Let's do Brokey. See what we get.
Nico.
Alright, now I'm going Leash.
Let's try. He's older than Sortuan. Another European player.
He's been at more than 10 meters. Cold Sarah. Let's go Cold Sarah. We got this one. Nope.
I guess from my team, like Rain, Kerrigan fit that narrative. I'll try for Rain. See what happens.
Has Cold Sarah only been at 9 meters?
Kerrigan.
So he's from Europe. He's older than 32. Guys, we're going for Swedish legends or Polish legends now.
I think it might be Taz.
Nope, but it's one of the guys.
Yeah. I'm trying my best. Freiburg. No, he's at 30.
I think Neo is playing with Taz, so it will be Pasha in that case.
Okay, let's try Pasha beats. Yes, easy.
Let's go. I knew it, I don't know. I had a feeling.
That's so clever.
Pasha beats of some point. Muscles.
FaZe was able to take the victory there on Overpass, and of course it was Force's pick as well. They're not going to be too happy about that. But before we get into analyzing the entire map, we have to give kudos to Maniac. You called it, my friend. You said this was going to happen, and then in the last round it was like you were a fortune teller.
Yeah, exactly. The last round was the chess match between Jerry and Kerrigan that I was talking about. We can probably just jump right into it if we have it. The idea that FaZe, when in chaotic situations, will have this last call, and they will call the bluff of Forza. Here, the situation is as such that there is an over-rotation from Forza, thinking that everybody's going to be on A, and that completely isolates Result. I have to be honest, Zorte was sort of in position, but he got absolutely demolished.
It's also the game of milliseconds. If he was there like half a second earlier, I'm sure he gets a kill, and the round probably plays out differently, but he's not, and essentially take him out of the game. A pretty good game for Zorte. We called it and he delivered.
Now, I know we're being annoying and we're looking at details, but my anger, my upset comes from the fact that Forza had no reason over-rotating in that moment. They were very much in control of this round. They had Crad, who got a kill, stayed alive in bathroom, was very able to give the information as to whether A was in jeopardy or not. So for Forza, why do you panic? But that's because when you are here in the challenger stage of the major and there is 18 seconds on the clock and you have 15 against you, you're not that lucid. You might make a mistake. You might overthink. It's exactly what happened to Forza. That's why FaZe were able to go over the finish line.
If we're going to jump all the way right back to the beginning of this map, and I remember writing, actually wrote it down here, where I was like, does FaZe have any vulnerabilities? Because on the CT side, it looked like they didn't, Prof.
I mean, yeah, they started well, and Rain was on fire. You saw in the middle where Force got 3 rounds that they do have a decent game plan when they can get that bathroom control and execute towards A. The trading is there properly, but Rain, 24 kills in the first half.
It's ridiculous.
7 opening kills, 7 multi-kills, and 7 assists in one half. Like, when you have him playing in bathroom, and this is his position, this is iconic. I think if you think of a best bathroom player in the world, maybe he's not the best, but he is definitely coming to your brain the first because of his longevity and some of these games that he pulls off so consistently.
It's just the attitude that he has when he's playing. See some of the positions he's in. Rain
is also kind of a gift.
I mean, that's a gift. The trade should be better. Granted, his spray control and cross placement is perfect, but he is all in his mindset. As in, the way I see it, Rain pushes the envelope on how far and how in the open and aggressive he is supposed to be as a solitary rifle playing on the A side. These numbers are completely bonkers.
124 ADR.
Just like trying to think what it is to FaZe, that's a horrifying sentence, to FaZe Rain on overpass when you're on the T side. You either have to choose between fighting a man that is going to multi-kill you every single round, or you ignore the A side and you know that he's so aggressive that he can relay the information to Kerrigan and make sure that Brokey is over the B side or there are 4 players over there. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no right answer to that.
But what happened afterwards when they switched sides? That was where FaZe, I said, do they have any vulnerabilities? Then it looked like they had a lot.
It was really rough for Force, the fact that they had such a poor T-half and then lost a pistol as well, because overpass today in the current meta is very CT-sided. It's very usual to have like 10 CT, 12 CT rounds. So obviously when they switched to the CT side, got the first rifle round and started rolling, it seemed like, okay, this is a team that has something to show. And maybe to the untrained eye, when they saw the first half, it's like, oh, Force getting dominated. Why are these guys saying that there was a chance in this game? But obviously there was a chance, but they didn't allow themselves that breathing room. They literally one round, that one misjudgment cost them the map.
And that's the position they were in, right? There was no breathing room at all. I do respect the fact that in spite of a scoreline that looked dire, I thought that Forza were playing the CT side how they were supposed to.
They were playing like it was a normal.
Exactly.
Like it was not 15. They were playing like, let's just see what we can do, play our normal game, and yeah.
Zorte, once again, exceptional performance, I would argue. On the T side, struggled to find an impact. He had a couple of moments, but they were so rarely in positions to kind of close these rounds. But on the CT side, he started being that annoying opening kill, providing AWP, did that a bunch of moments, helped Forza be in the right position.
So it turns out Danny actually has compared both of these team CT sides here on Overpass. So let's head on over to the Mahone zone.
That's right. It's actually quite interesting that we see two strong CT sides, and really, it's actually a comparison, or rather, I want to contrast the differences between their game plans at the start of the round. So first, we're going to go through two FaZe rounds. So what you'll see with FaZe that in their game plan, what they want to do was to actually punish the connector position. They do so with one of these boosts. This first boost here with Rops and Twists, this here is designed to punish a player at the door side. You'll see that with the door blown open, it allows them to catch this player at connector. And as well, Brokey here towards short, he's able to punish short. Here we see another example. A couple rounds later, same thing. Rops boosts on top of Twist's head, and they want to punish door. And for Resalt, who's coming in, his feet are getting shot out by Rops, and he's forced to fall back. And really, whenever you punish this door position, it's really to try to disrupt the default as much as you can. Off of that, Rops is able to get another 5v4. Now that was FaZe. They were punishing more towards the connector side, more towards the B side. But for Forz, their game plan coming in was to actually punish the A side. So right here, we're going to see right off the bat, Zorte and Jerry, they get aggressive towards A. Zorte gets close towards that playground side. Zorte, he's here towards bathroom, or rather party. He gets that kill onto Rain. This is one example. The next round afterwards, you'll see similar thing. This time, it's a little bit different. Crad, he gets aggressive towards balloons, and this time, they have a flash to help him peek that left side of Fountain. This allows him to get that 5v4 onto Kerrigan and allow him to fall back. So I think it's actually very interesting that in this CT side comparison, we see two different approaches. One towards that B side to punish connector, and the other was to punish towards the A side. There's many different ways to play the CT side on Overpass, and I think this match was a great showcase of how you can do so.
One of the really rad things about being here in the studios for the Challenger stage is obviously the players, you see them all behind us, they walk past us, and Forz was coming in as the Mahone zone was on. They saw it on one of the TVs, and immediately, I have no idea what they said, but in
I was going to ask you.
I'm going to translate it. In my mind, they were saying, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Danny's got it right.
No, I think he was like, how did we allow this to happen? Because it was exactly the breakdown of the Rops boost, and
you're probably more right
they
than
were
I
upset
am.
about losing maybe a duel there and how they were controlling the CT side.
I mean, this Mahone zone was great, and it's a great shout out. I agree with him. There are definite contrasts in how both teams play their CT side, but there is a major point of intersection is being proactive on the CT side and setting up your teammates for opening kills. And this is what I obviously appreciate that for FaZe, but even Forza, being backs against the wall, they didn't play not to lose. You will see at times teams in a bad position starting to try to avoid mistakes, and I feel like this is the highway to a catastrophe. You still have to kind of get ahead of it. You have to force the duels, you have to go for it, and I think Forza did that even in spite of the scoreline, which is why we have an actual game. Well, we had an actual game.
You have to face FaZe and
force Force and face FaZe. I'm sure there's a rap song that we can write. I'll get on that right there.
You get on the rap song. We're moving on to Nuke now, and this is the thing. FaZe is now 1-0 up, and they're moving to their map pick. So they're going to be feeling pretty confident, Prof.
Yeah, for sure. Even though I don't think Nuke is in any way given for FaZe. I don't think their nuke has been super solid. They have been losing it to teams left and right, and also even the game against Pain that they played earlier in the tournament wasn't super convincing. They also needed kind of a gimmicky round, a low buy to break through. So I think definitely Force have a chance here. They played a lot of those outside takes against Liquid and made their mark on the lower bomb site. I think that could be difficult if they want to do the same game plan against Rops. I think, and Brokey playing on the lower side, I think that could be a hard nut to crack. So maybe a change up, maybe something different today.
I think Force's only chance at surviving in this best of three is shutting down what I suppose is going to be a quick start of the game by Kerrigan and FaZe on the T side. That's how I envision it. I envision FaZe being able to put a couple of rounds early in the board, forcing Forza into a very deficit situation, financially speaking, just picking up the pace. Having this quick A split, hot pop, door pop. We've famously seen Twist dropping down immediately, Rob's move on the main. They will do this as soon as they feel like they're allowed, both financially and mentally. And if they get to that point, I think the game is going to be too fast for Forza. They're not going to be able to keep up with the pace. But if you start 4-0, 5-0, you force Kerrigan to take a step back in terms of tempo. Suddenly, you might have a game.
I think also the second half of the last map was very important for Force from that exact point of view. Like, if it was a blowout 16-3, I think they just run over you. I think now FaZe still have to respect Force, and they can't really just run like A executes and run all over them willy-nilly. I think that's going to be an interesting point of view. And also, obviously, how much impact can Zorti find, how much impact they allow him to find.
Yeah, you're right. And listen, one of the things I talked about, the lack of aggressiveness on the T side for the ops, but on the CT side, that's the other way around. They're very much the first line of defense. Both these players, both Brokey and Zorte, are around 65 to 70% success rate on their CT side whenever they look for that opening kill. And this, in terms of number, might not be that impressive, but it is pretty much the guarantee of a 5v4 if you position your sniper where it needs to be. And it's not just the IGL's role, it's Brokey's role and it's Zorte's role to say, listen, this is where I want to start. And in terms of aggression for FaZe, you talk about the rhythm, you talk about the crazy Rain running around. The Zorte versus Rain matchup in the first 20-25 seconds of the round, that's something to keep an eye on.
So there you have it. You've got all the insight as we move on to Nuke. This is it. This could be FaZe's opportunity to make their way through to the Legends stage. Going into game number 2, I hope our casters are ready.
Yes.
Always.
And I hope Zorte's ready because, listen, they have a map win over Liquid on Nuke, 16-14. And that was close, but honestly, Nuke's Liquid, not that strong, right? And in that matchup, Zorte went nuclear. I mean, he has such a huge scoreline compared to his teammates who none of them had a positive KD.
Yep.
He had 30+ kills. So this is a situation where he's got to go above and beyond, and FaZe have to upgrade their Nuke from what we saw last time. FaZe are shaky recently on this map, so there is that working for FaZe in this situation. But it's also Kerrigan who picked it into them.
Yeah.
Game plan, he's ready.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it, he wants it, he's got it. And we'll see what he can do as we jump into map 2 between these teams. It's a spot in the Legends stage on the line. Second chances for FaZe if they do indeed lose it. And as this CT side kicks off, I also want to call to Krad towards ramp. He's going to have his hands full. And as the second highest rated player on FaZe within this map in the last 3 months, responsibility. Twists, kicks it off, kills one on A. Resalt with the double frag inside of Hut makes things a little bit weird. Drops bomb. He knows that they could double back through Squeaky as they'd already pushed out, and his teammates are hoping to alleviate some pressure, but we've got Rops wrapping outside.
Yeah,
we've got Krad locking him in, seems very aware of it.
Yeah, but he took the long round and actually avoided them, but whoa,
Okay.
Krad, he was just going back to the window.
Okay.
However,
Twists, clears out inside of the hut, gets the reload in, that draws them out, and Twists just one headshot away from impact in a pistol, from a multi-kill in a pistol. Does his best Rain impression to kick this one off clean.
oh yeah, he says never ever shoot below the neck. Beautiful round from Twist, scaling towards that opposite vent and then all the way to the back of the site. You know, funnily enough, this is how he always paths when he's entering A, whether it was the Canada call, of course, famously on top of Mini into the back of the site, or here on the pistol, running out of Squeaky. And he's going to do that more than once. Looking for a big Twist performance to complement FaZe's recent results, because he is obviously a core player on this team. That's a good way to start for FaZe.
Krad towards ramp. He's going to have his hands full every step of the way. Immediately falls back, tries to draw him into the Zorte scout. But FaZe are content to just pause for a second. Let that smoke fade. Piece it all together and maybe even head back to the A site straight up. Jerry and Hut with the CZ.
This is a crowded default inside of lobby. Powers up the CZ a little bit, but Jerry can't control.
No, sir, nothing. It's a welcome invitation for FaZe to just flood out. Scout can't do anything from heaven either, just because the speed of which things went south. However, Krad will get one with the Deagle on the flank, and Resalt's MP9 is right there with it. An upgrade to the Galil, and a chance to keep things frantic inside A. Kerrigan point blank, though, alleviates a bit more pressure. Deagle spam means nothing. And Zorte still not comfortable enough to push out towards heaven, so FaZe will convert. I like it. Go take ramp, create some uncertainty, double back into the A site, play the trade train, walk away with the conversion and the 2-0 start.
Yes, and the attack, you know, falls with Resalt not catching Kerrigan, who was in the most vulnerable spot, but I think lucky enough to get the kills that they did. Here's an extra.
Freebies.
Good upgrades, good damage here for FaZe despite losing. This surrounds a favorable stat so far here for FaZe Clan. T-side going strong. Winner of this game, of course, qualifies to Legends. And they both know the opportunity at hand. FaZe trending up, FaZe trying to prove they're strong.
Looking to dispatch of the doubt created because of their RMR performance.
And it was Kerrigan who talked about when you win a game, you want to win it dominantly. And Force did answer back in the second half of Overpass to show that they should be scared of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that one smelled like a comeback. It was getting real fragrant. Just couldn't end it. Twists, double kill. Gonna drop that Galil that was saved towards the tail end of the exit frags, and Rops expect him to be in lobby this entire game. And expect him to tear them up when they're not equipped for the situation. 3-0 start, nice and comfy.
Yeah, Rops hates cardio. That's why I relate to him so much.
He's just sat inside lobby doing squats. Holding, waiting, and delivering when he has to. On for an MVP performance, maybe.
Yeah, he's right now in that territory. And with FaZe, the MVP is always open. Because if Rain could win it at Antwerp, I mean, that speaks volumes, right? Typically, after Kerrigan, sort of the next highest average performer in terms of stats, and as an entry makes those MVP performances that much more special. But Rob's flying start here in Challenger stage, best most recent performances for FaZe coming into this event, despite wins and losses. I think FaZe at their worst, we criticize them for looking a little lazy, not having the pieces or that sort of thing. But you know, with that way that first half on Overpass went, the protocols, the thoroughness and the defaults, all the flash assists, along with some of the individual level, like with Rain, there are fewer of those questions than there were, you know, at Rio. Some recent events, and there's Brokey looking for an opening. Zorti actually clips off Rain.
Boy, good wallbang damage back though. Takes something away from it, but guns look good for Force. Immediate man advantage. Brokey nearly dead. Zorte's still looking for something outside, but there's nothing else here to be had.
Maniac on the desk brought up Zorti versus Rain, which is awesome because we oftentimes just phone it in and say op versus op or rifle versus rifle. But the reality is when it comes to outside, we talk about players like Nico and Rain and dominating outside in yard, sometimes by themselves, sometimes on lurk, sometimes with the pack, but almost every round on their T sides. CT will be a similar affair, but Zorti will have more expectations here in the first half to continue what he did on Overpass and to continue what he's done so far in Challengers.
We got an uptick in results performance from the first couple of days of competition to today. That's something that definitely lends Force a needed helping hand. As of late, we've actually had underperformances from Shalfie on this map specifically. Will not be something they can afford this evening. Krad catches Brokey on the cross, catches bomb. And now as they double back, ooh, Krad straight up beating Rops. And Zorte, he's got Kerrigan on the fallback. No chance to survive this one. 5 up for Force, none alive for FaZe. Didn't even get footing on a bomb site.
Yeah, decimated inside lobby before their attack even came forward. And FaZe obviously didn't scare them when it came to that control. Here's another shot from Zorti that's quick and easy. And I think that's, again, the biggest compliment that we can give him. You know, he's brilliant when it comes to the flicks, but most of his kills are so composed, positionally, looking extremely sharp. Be great to have another emergent storyline from a team like Force, who grinded the hell out of last year into this year. FaZe have made some magical things happen on Nuke. Expecting that this map will be no different. But yeah, I like eyes here on Zorte, looking for an opportunity, spotting a couple. These folks don't mean anything by themselves. Kerrigan speeding up. Jerry will calm that.
Oh. But how many more are behind it?
He doesn't want to get cut off on a drop from the top of mini. Has to be sparse, conservative with his ammo.
Zorte concerned with the same thing, but that's why Krad's here to try and help. They know that outer's a big question, and Shalfie drops the fire, falls back. A lot of things that could go well, a lot of things that could go wrong here for Force.
This is so interesting. I mean, look at the spread right now. I mean, they did some lower pressure when Fours are spotting it. They have outside. They're readying a potential to go back upstairs. Resalt dies, and now rotations get a little scared downstairs.
But Zorte, he's going to lose that line of sight towards Mini. Misses a shot as well. Kerrigan bests him. Krad preoccupied now with the idea of somebody climbing up over top the building. Great Molotov timing over towards Mini. That slows things down just enough for Jerry to come in with one. Trade is there from Krad. All that's left is Shalfie, and he's nowhere to be found. So sure enough, FaZe squeeze it into this A site. That Incendiary gave Fours one more chance.
Yeah.
One last attempt to slow down what was looking like a really bolstered split.
Yeah, but no multis. No multis there for Fours to make up for the openings won by FaZe. And yeah, you got to appreciate the attempt, however, from Heaven, from back of the site. But that's all they've got. And honestly, Twist has been maniacal so far, whether it's the kill feed, whether we're watching his POV. And we see how important Zorti's kills are, right? He almost defines the round with that one frag, and that might be the first time I think we've seen him miss. Honestly,
true.
In terms of our POV, spectating him usually pays off, but...
Sorry, Chev.
Yeah, even he's fallible. I mean, you definitely you take a bet on him every time you spectate, for sure, based on what we've seen so far. Star of the show for the Forest Clan. Yeah, disappointing start though for Force.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is
they've had chances.
This is everything on the line.
Spot in Legends.
Yeah.
I think, you know, expecting FaZe to go forward to the Legends spot, most people have them. Even with the struggles at the Copenhagen RMR, they go to Rio, they show improvement, they warm up, they get here, could have gone through 3-0. And just for the level of competition that we want at a major in a Legend stage, the success story that is G2 3-0, the success story of ENCE causing the upset against FaZe in a close match, it means that competition is coming to those that think they're safe in the Legend stage.
And we know it's actually valuable to be able to warm up with some of these games.
No doubt.
These are the only officials, you know, leading up to the stage, at least as close to it as it is.
Here we go, though, fast. Kerrigan.
That's a massive find.
Yeah, Jerry will be punching that headrest as Kerrigan just flies through the flames, but it is brought back. Man advantage lost.
Yeah, actually, interestingly, you know, sometimes you do a play like that and you squeeze for space, push an extremity, and in this position, it looked like they were just going to take over the upper site on maybe an individual call from Twist on himself to just try to join up with Kerrigan and take an advantage here, maybe win the round easier than they expected. But I wonder what was the idea from Kerrigan, because in this moment, you know, it's not a full-on A attack coming out. They've squeezed for a little bit of control. We've got Rain back Mini. That's something. But they don't have that much information, and 2 trades come down in favor of the defenders. Brokey doesn't find the timing. You know, Force can kind of rest easy. They get good spots. Got to accredit them for their CT positioning. A crossover pass. And at 40 seconds, options become limited. This bomb is in this late cross position outside. And Zorti, here he is. Right place, right time.
A lot of time being burnt off. A lot of patience being shown from the CTs. Similar angle here for Shalfie. He'll finish it. Headshot found on Brokey. So while FaZe do just temper things down a bit, it's walking into angles, 2 additional deaths. Nothing for their efforts. Forest claim a second round win. 4 up as well.
We'll see if this can get interesting. But yeah, actually really wondering now after watching this, because, you know, full-on A hit is not an unexpected play for FaZe to make. We saw how often they attempted it earlier on. But there wasn't a follow-up behind that opening jab, right? And I think Kerrigan was actually lucky enough to get that first kill. There was so much pressure towards Squeaky. They were looking to shut that down in the early round. So I wonder what opportunity they saw there.
This is a nice sight for the sake of Force. Krad with a marked improvement from Overpass. And again, second highest rated player on Nuke behind Zorte. Critical role, playing over towards ramp. And I think he's quite liberal with actually giving up ramp for free and coming and playing in hell, being supportive to Zorte outside. Crad will take eyes off his original position when he feels the need, but here we get the pop, quick cut push. Result, it's just the one, and Jerry, oh, good thing Crad's there. Comes out from heaven, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man of the hour, Crad.
So quick to come and save his teammates, and you could see white face in Jerry. He knew that death was knocking on his doorstep. That USP out, hands shaking. The fact Result goes down with only one, but here comes Crad from the heavens, saving fours and giving them a third.
Yeah, you don't want to kill by the ramp player on your immediate upper take at that point in the round. So good counter to the call, good coverage from the CTs, and again, good rotations. We'll keep hammering that home.
I think I'm starting to notice something about Zorte as well, and it's not relevant from this round, but just in the grander scheme of things, he's got a little Jame in him. I've seen Zorte walk away from a lot of rounds, constantly surviving. You know, if we bring up his deaths per round, I feel like it's just going to be lower. And we saw what happened when he saved that op, over back on overpass, giving them additional chances. You know, I love a good player, to me, hinges a lot sometimes on risk assessment.
And we talk about the modern meta coming out of 2019 into 2020. It was about the CIS offers and favoring KD over any other stat. And honestly, I think even players like Brokey are sort of born of this movement to make sure to keep that DPR as low as possible, carry forward the op as many times as they can. And I think, yeah, Zorte definitely lives that. But at the same time, I never see him late to a position. I never see him playing it too passive in the same way that it can be a negative to think about your DPR above all else. But more importantly right now, he's got a team as well, especially with Crad on ramp. Something they want to answer back for, some frustration. But you know, once I made a whole pizza in the oven and then I dropped it on the floor. And that's how I felt, actually.
Did you eat it still?
Oh, yeah, you know me.
Quick and easy ones here versus pistols. Nothing for poor Brokey. Just instant death. And that's going to be the sad reality for FaZe. Ooh, see ya. Jerry ain't falling for your games.
I appreciate FaZe's proclivity to do tactics early on Nuke T sides to get, hugely strong positions that you could do slowly and more composed later on into the round, whether it's the squeaky drops or getting secret control quickly, even if they might not do that as often as like Na'Vi do. But right now, I think Forza's game plan, just make sure squeaky isn't an option early on and then be comfortable outside because they know Zorte's here with a watchful eye. Means that some of these options are limited for FaZe. So I don't know if they keep banging their head into a wall and try to put pressure on Squeaky continuously. But ramp is an idea, and fast secret is still open for them. And I think game plan for Forza as well, early rotations to upstairs is a perfect answer to the style of play from FaZe.
Ooh, that could have been.
Yeah, it could have been.
Information at the very least.
It is.
And he's content and confident enough to still look for that pick. He's got support in mini, in front of him on blue, and over on secret. Look at these positions.
There's no one ramp. There's no one ramp at all here.
That's what I'm saying. Crad very happy to just give that side of the map up, to run the risk, but this time the risk will be punished. Rops has slid out on the timing to take an instrumental portion of the map. That's an instant rotate down to the B bomb site.
Oh, and you just got to win control space right here so that door can't get open. This opens up for a plant potentially. Rops' only goal is to stay alive. He doesn't go farther than this.
Oh, does Jerry play this too quick?
I don't think so.
He's walking down. Rops is ready. Gets the advantage. Gets the kill. Gets the man advantage. All of a sudden, 4 is punished for no ramp control as they tried to bolster outer, thinking maybe there were more numbers. And there was indeed, but with Rops sliding out,
Oh, surely. Are they still attempting this? Well, we've got some good utility left over. With the time, it's just not favorable. And I think they'll start to walk away.
Yeah,
maybe Jerry just really hoping they made a mistake. Maybe hoping they went for a Nico plant that he could peek out without exposing himself to control side. But Rops is the MVP of the round. He takes over ramp space. He takes out Zorti, shooting him in the side. But man, you got to appreciate that Force are willing to pull goalie on ramp, play heavy towards outside, have a secret player ready for the cross as well, and get all that damage in. But this is what I like from FaZe. 2 ideas at once taking place so that they have options if things go south on one side of the map, and that's all about Rops.
Feels like that's the world of possibilities that you have in your arsenal when you've got a guy like Rops.
That actually does play into the idea that we saw Crad in heaven within 20 seconds of the round versus the upper hit. Okay, maybe they don't play ramp all the way to the end of the round just because.
Yep. Little love tap. It's an invitation to Rops. Try it again. Don't expect Crad to go anywhere this time.
Zorte has been a kingmaker on this angle.
Could be one of the reasons we get Zorte inside of the site as opposed to outside. Just having Crad hard dedicated to the ramp room this round. And they're coming at him. Oh, he's barely alive already. Takes a headshot on the fallback. Shalfie's thinking about making a play. There's a lot of eyes trained on that peak. He's got to be cautious. They're still nervous about outdoors. There's been a consistency from FaZe on that part of the map, but not here in round 10.
Yeah.
They see that weakness in ramp. They look to exploit it from the round last into this one.
Something interesting, fast rotations, right? 3 downstairs already with just ramp control being taken. Typically, you have 1, maybe 2 players getting ready back clock, but why we don't see these rotations early this often? Much harder to rotate upstairs than it is down. So FaZe turning around, but Fours also going 1 level deeper, clearing out ramp entirely and getting this information back. A few bullets will be shot. Honestly, maybe blessed that it's an M4A1S and not the A4. But Jerry, he's got it all to do now.
Let's see it. Oh, the flash sets himself up wonderfully. Flanks coming. Shalfie and Jerry. All the kills inside A. Twists can't get it done.
Wow.
Full house between Jerry and Shalfie on their own, and that's probably because they're on such high alert.
This is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we talked about rotations upstairs. Now we've got great ones downstairs. And it's also not just staying static in the spots downstairs. It's moving forward, making sure they can meet back up with Jerry just in time. And it's very hard to call against that, right? FaZe at past a minute. I think a minute 5 they have ramp control. That's a good pace for them. But even when they do that, it's still not fast enough for the reclaim of ramp. This puts so much pressure on you to even slow down further, to leave a player in a position where they're not as useful, just for the off chance that a CT might meander up into your position. And that's just not something that you want to do. You're going to get thinned out too much on the attack. So great calling here from Fours. Another half buy-in for FaZe. And even though it was a bad start for the defense, it's an even better comeback.
Tons of utility behind these upgraded pistols. Chance to maybe pounce. Chance to play behind those smokes. Bunch of util burned quick, and Resalt wants to take position up in the vent. Here we go. Out through hut. They're trying to pressure back sight, and Jerry's dead with nothing. And Resalt had just gone downstairs. Oh, it's just pistols for better or not.
Wow.
Twist's a victim of it all, but what a pop out of FaZe. An absolute smash. Throwing themselves out from hut as Resalt jumps downstairs. It must have been that utility outside that gets him a little nervous, or maybe he's expecting just a vent drop. But the fact they flood the A site and take this one away, we haven't seen many rounds like this in this series, and that one's going to sting if you're Fours.
Yeah, it's about time FaZe got away with a round like that. Pistols or not, it's about the space they can get fast enough before getting shut down inside of the hut as they're coming out of the door on Squeaky. And it could be for a number of reasons. It could be the fact that Fours, for the most part, have shown FaZe that they've locked down upper. They've been fast on the rotations. You don't want to try another upper hit at the same tempo. And for FaZe, we go to the last round. They got close to winning something special with that ramp hit. And then coming back to upstairs later, maybe Fours thought they were going to get a similar play coming out. But one thing has been consistent is Fours willing to gamble when they think they have a read, and that's honestly the only way they're going to be able to beat FaZe. No surprise that FaZe are going to be able to be cerebral enough to stay one step ahead when it matters. This gets the money back on track for us. Oof, lost opportunity versus the half buy. But they've still got enough for their own.
Xiaofi, Lady Luck blessing him in round 12. Zorte, only his 4th kill of this map. The worst map at the majors so far from him. And that's just because he's dominated every other time. It's not as though he's having a bad one per se. It's just he's not in the middle of the action. We've had Crad racking them all up. Crad has been everywhere. Ramp room, heaven, hell, secret.
This is a lesser played site. Listen, this is the best position to be in for the situation in Crad, and he has had a fantastic half so far, but his friends are quite far away.
Oh, they pinch him perfectly.
Wow, they take a step out of control, walk out a single door, and now the op comes in.
Predicting Zorte's peak, softening him up with a nade. We get this little bit of a lurk from Rops in Trophy.
Well, that's massive. I mean, it's 3v5, but Rops gives him odds.
Oh, and Xiaofi makes a little bit of an audio cue as he falls back to go into the retake.
Zorte can't rotate now.
He's pressured. Now they're preoccupied with him. They know he's in this position. Robs doesn't actually have to activate, but if all of a sudden Resalt and Jerry start to retake on B, that could open up Zorte. He's found Rops. That's big. Still time, but they've got to go now, and they're clearing out players. It's Brokey in the corner with the bomb for him. 2 right in front. Brokey back in cover, denies. As they jump back on that bomb, it's going to get close, but I don't know. No, sir. No time. And FaZe will win their 7th.
Oh, well played from Brokey. You know, pinpoint precision on the shot, and then the tuck and cover. So no chance, even though it comes so close on the defuse. That one's because, you know, FaZe played to win the round in the sense that they had Rops all the way here in a 3v5 position, right? That's 2 players lower working on taking a site by themselves. And between Twist and Brokey, get the shuffle from a player playing back clock. They get out single door, Twist gets the entry, and it's too hard to rotate in. They neutralize Zorte, they slow him down, and Rops gets a follow-up kill.
Another buy from Fours, trying to get something going. Full spray, pistols out, Rops is somehow alive.
Oh my god, he won't know what's happened. But Zorte above.
Yeah, finally given something to shoot at.
Man, and I love the amount of times that Zorte is going for higher ground. You know, never on the same plane whenever he can find something to stand on to get an edge over top of a smoke, try to get vision outside. Last round, 3v5. The 2 entries of FaZe Clan out early. Rain done in quickly once again. Wonder if this round ends towards Crad, or sorry, Zorte here on, man, right place, right time, potentially.
Give him something to shoot at. His chances have been far and few between with the amount of A floor hits, ramp play, so he's posted. Oh, missed shot, another chance. Oh, and he will at least get Twists. Nice recovery there from Zorte at the 30-second mark. Holds on to the man advantage. Vent could get dropped into.
I think they're coming back into Hut, actually.
Robs is clearing out outside. They're going to try to split this from 3 different directions. Jerry's going to have to put something up, or Resalt. But with him dead, they know Jerry plays backside time and time again.
Oh my god.
And they die empty-handed. Kerrigan himself unravels the setup and gives FaZe a likely 8th.
Damn, it's insane mid-round, man. And Zorte pushing up. Unfortunately, the way it works, obviously, is in a 5v4. That's like your best chance to pull off a push play and actually get a kill, but it also sacrifices your advantage, right? In 4v5s, pushes are more expected, but in this position, even though Zorte only gets the 1 kill, now they instantly have to be worried about ramp. They rotate 2 down to make up for the fact that they're a little weaker and lost their op, but coming back upstairs, beautiful clear of Tetris, and that was just a great read on the upper setup. They perfectly cleared Tetris, knew, as you mentioned, that Jerry, unfortunately, he's been copying and pasting backside over and over again. And with the amount of confidence you have swinging on the angle, it's one advantage to be a CT and be able to wait, but when you know someone's there, that's when the odds change.
And it's not just always backside. I feel like it's also a very passive backside. We never see him taking that little bit of a dangerous angle into Hut. He never stops them from getting out onto the floor, and I feel like that's kind of left Result worse for wear more often than not.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. I mean, you've just got to have variety, right? I think at a lower level in the game, people have tendencies, and at higher level, people still have them. They just have more. They have more options. They have more good spots that they can rely on or feel comfortable with. But in this game so far, Jerry has been pretty much glued there to the back of Silo. Another timeout will be called here from Force. Disappointing to lose 3v5 and then 4v5 back-to-back. They'll still surmise another bye, but this is towards the end of the half. If FaZe win this round, it's almost certainly going to be 10-5 T-side.
Yeah, at this point, Force just not even giving themselves enough of a chance for the comeback. And we saw them try and pull it off.
Yeah, and FaZe's CT is definitely much better.
Nice to see Mr. Van Dolken having a good map this time. We talk about his struggles in recent months. We know the capacity for greatness is definitely there, and the capacity to hold back on ramp yet again. Crad making sure that that portion of the map belongs to him.
Yeah, well, Force only have 5 rounds. A lot of them have been because of Crad's output.
Big time. That heaven play up into the A site, that one was looking like it was going south until he saved the day.
The lobby wrap, as they were trying to exec upper.
Support to Zorte when we had that one outer hit through smokes. Yeah, no, that's like 3 rounds right there of the 5. Crad stamps his name on them, but met by smoke in lobby. Rops will have to wait.
But FaZe's confidence grows, you know. Even if it's 3v5, they've already done that. Looking for a new challenge at this point. So they'll give it the best chance. Lots of time left on the clock. We've never had the full wrap outside. Force have opted to push other parts of the map first. There'll be nothing to challenge here. On the outside chance they do, 2 people watching. And now it's time to make a move. Pushing their limit though. 4 people here waiting for the attack to come in. This will take heroics.
Yeah. Fire takes them out of their position, so they're in the open floor, but Resalt's got the trade, and Zorte locks in backside. Poor Rops. He'd love a 1v3, but with 7 seconds, with 14 health, he concedes it. Okay. It's a 6th for Force, at least.
Yeah, they survive it. They come in with 1 MP9, but just, you know, speaking to the fact that they still had the op, they still had a good amount of other guns. And of course, it's the MP9 to turn into an AK, to turn into another frag. Another great map of CS here, even if it's leaning towards FaZe on both starts.
Excited to see what Force have in store for us on their offense. I'm also nervous for their sake because we know the defense from FaZe goes hard. It feels like a little bit of a grudge match between these 2 teams as well, starting to prop up, right? We go back to Pro League, FaZe eliminate them. That's kind of Force's biggest success so far this year. You know, they are a team that's trying to crack into the top 10 at the moment, trying to show consistency in results, and even though it's not elimination, so Force will have one more chance, they robbed this one away at least. 2-0 in the best of 3 head-to-heads, looking like it. Kerrigan, he's had enough. Looking real sharp on the attack. Twists with the pistol best Jerry, who still can't do anything from the back of that bomb site. Empty-handed, time and time again. Crad's ramp flank activates for 1. It's a retake they have to play for. Maybe Zorte can give us some fireworks, put on a show to end this, but 9 rounds to FaZe on the offense. Excellent first 15, map in their back pocket, looking to truly put a good amount of gap between them and Force and the rest of the pack before they get started in the Legends. Zorte misses his shot, and Crad will pick up again. Another frag to try and move it forward, but that bomb's ticking quick, and Brokey makes sure to end it. 9 for FaZe's T side, with its strong defense lying in wait.
One side. Hard. Side. Heaven. Side.
Can hold heaven.
Heaven hot.
Okay, one is still tapping hot, bro.
Hot walkers.
Pick him hot.
Heaven one.
Head bomb.
Maybe both.
Go down.
After
Pushing him.
Nice! Go Russ! Insane Russ. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
See, Canadians don't say, yeah, I'm amazing. They say, let's go, team.
Let's go, team.
Let's go, guys.
You all contributed.
Yes, but
when
no,
in
reality was that in the first half, those first few rounds, Twist was doing everything on the entries.
Yes, sir. Finished 15 kills.
What, the 15 odds for fours now after half number 3, I guess we'll call it.
So far, every pistol.
Won by FaZe. Looking for 4 out of 4. Whoa. This is tricky.
FaZe.
This is sneaky. Does Rops actually go a little too far? Nah, he's such a suspicious one, isn't he?
Right?
Oh,
okay.
Doesn't matter.
Crad, also the second highest rated player for fours on T sides specifically when it comes to Nuke. It's just kind of his playground behind Zorte. We didn't get too much from in that first half. Shelfie can't be dropping things like that. Can't be opening a door for the retake, because you know FaZe are going to play for this. They have no kit currently on them. Kerrigan again with the taps.
Oh, and the door's getting closed now.
He's been looking good in this series, Kerrigan, and that's nice to see. He jumps right on top of that bomb. It's a 10-second stick. Door is closing, but here comes Result. All looking good. This one's going to pop, no doubt. Fours will win their first pistol of the series, and it couldn't come at a more important moment.
Yeah, that stay saved there for Fours. By Result, of course. Single door, we've seen antics there once or twice.
Yes, we have.
Usually Brokey on the other side of things winning.
Yes, it is.
But in this situation does good to make up for, unfortunately, Shelfie's. And unfortunately, the games are so tight with how good people's aim is that, you know, we look at a whiff like that from Shelfie and it just jumps off the page, even though it's only a few bullets. That's just how tight it is. Looking for 10 are phase, but yeah, and there is a buy coming into this. So yeah, even though Fours just won the pistol, this one won't be free. 2 on the horizon if they grab it. Rops on CT side here on ramp is something that I think we have to talk about. Unbelievable rounds that we've seen from him so far. He has been a force.
Ooh, well, the dinks don't make his job any easier. Brokey trying to go out with the tags. Jerry gets a pickup while Result's nade finds its mark. So all is good here. Perfect conversion from Forrest so far. And they'll be able to comfortably wrap around Heaven, which means, unfortunately for Twists, his time is limited. I feel like there's been a rise in CZs again lately.
Yeah. Well.
And if you make them look like that...
We've got the best CZ player of all time right here in Twist. He's probably influenced a player or two.
Rain's Deagle very capable, although we have had a pretty stark drop-off between his domination on Overpass and his 3-kill half here on Nuke. I'm sure they're thankful that he did what he did on the first map. And here's a chance for him to body bag a couple. They've got backs turned to them. Twists serves up the distraction. Rain serves up the damage. And so close to the 3K2.
Man. Bro almost created the Bermuda Triangle and sunk them all right there. That was some beautiful work, but can't adjust for the head on the last kill. And Fours get away by a hair.
Yeah, but that's the kind of slap upside the head that Fours don't really want to deal with right now. You know, you want that clean... Oh. Poor Kerrigan.